All right. Oh no. No, 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 no. We don't want to do that. We want to go back to that. What the hell? Okay. What was I doing? I was doing something else. Oh yeah, I remember now. Oi. Hello. Hey. I didn't. Somebody found me music. Yes, you found me music. We're gonna try. Actually, and I knew there was because NFX, which I actually like NFX. NFX is. I was hoping that they had some other. Oh, there's a couple NFX songs on here. For some reason, they of course they're not gonna have my favorite ones, but I found four NFX songs, five, six. There's a lot of NFX on here. Seven. They can be hit or miss, but eight, nine. All right, so we'll try that. You get to join a live. Woo woo! Some might be bad, some might be good, some might suck. Thank you for the anniversary. We are hi. So as you guys probably figured out, I kind of took a sabbatical off of YouTube for a hot minute because number one, my husband was home for like 5 days. Um and two, my internet's been being stupid. So we're gonna try to do this at least until midnight because if it kicks me off at midnight, I guess we'll know. I have an Ethernet cable on the way. It's not gonna be here for like another 10 days because I got it on like super clearance. They sent me the wrong one. Then now because I have to resend it back to me, they're just taking their sweet time. So hopefully once I get the Ethernet cable, this isn't gonna happen anymore. So yes, I switched over. Ooh, you got the Starfield green turtles. You've been around for a minute. You got the Starfield. All right, so we're gonna try to like have some music. It might not all be good, just so you know, but it's music, right? It's music though. I just really. We got some music though. It's a little clubby, but that's okay. It's better than nothing. We'll see how this works. We'll do it and we'll see if I get smoked for copyright. It says I shouldn't. So, hey, you got Starfield too, man. You've been around. You've been around. So, yeah. So we had our anniversary today, and we did KFC for dinner. He got in the car and he's like, "I want chicken legs," and I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, "Well, where can we go that's like semi cheap?" And just to have some type of an anniversary dinner that's not McDonald's. McDonald's out. Actually, I kind of want McDonald's now. Anyway, and I was like, oh well, we're gonna KFC is not too far out of the way, and so I pull him into KFC, and he's like, I get chicken, and I was like, I forgot you just said that. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. 19 years married. We didn't argue very much today, so that was nice. Oh, if you know us, that's an accomplishment. So today we're gonna vacuum out the lizards here tomorrow or Sunday. But I was refreshing everything. I went around today refreshing everything, and I got the hermit crab and the snake all moistured up really well. So 19 years is a long time. Trust me. Trust me. So but haven't had a whole lot. Yesterday was like my favorite day of the year, and I didn't realize it was my favorite day of the year till halfway through it. Then I watched a bunch of really sad videos about Halloween yesterday, which I kept crying to. Um, because there was all these people that wanted to hand out candy and nobody would show up. There was like these old grandparents that went to hand out candy and nobody showed up. There was a guy, he was so excited, he had just bought a house in the city, and he like sat out there like all night, and I felt so bad. There was a little dog dressed up in a costume. Nobody showed up for him either. There was a dog that learned how to throw candy bars into bags, which was really cute. Trunk or treat did ruin Halloween. It did. Yep. Trunk or treats ruin people because people are lazy. They'd rather just go table to table to table to table and get it and go home. I actually trunk or treated last year when somebody lived here with me that had a child. And we did trunk or treats, and they were nice. I mean, it was a really great atmosphere. One, there was people who were like handing out hot dogs and stuff. So I guess when people want to hand out candy, they should find a trunk or treat place. I guess I don't really know. So, well, it started off at churches. Um, it started off at like churches and stuff, and it just kind of went from there. Whoa, hello, holy, there we go. I just decided it was gonna like autofocus to hell. Yes. Oh my god. I was just sitting there as usual, just crying as usual. That's all I do on TikTok is cry. Just video. You want to know the worst one? You want to know the worst one? Have you guys seen the video? There was a video trend where like they'd be like, it had this really upbeat song and it'd show a dog and it'd say, "Do you want to see my Halloween costume?" And then it'd play really sad music and it'd be like, "You do? Let me go get it." So like as usual, I'm watching the Halloween stuff, and I'm ready. I'm waiting to see this dog's little outfit, and I'm waiting. They showed an urn with a costume and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't make it to Halloween." Yeah, I was done. The girl had bought a matching pumpkin outfit for her dog and her, and the dog passed before Halloween. I was done. I was like, I was not ready for that. Hey, how you doing? You can't do Halloween where I live. I live out in the country. There's like a pseudo neighbor. There's like three streets, but my street it's just me and two other people, and one of them's up on a hill. And then so like two streets over, there's kind of like a normal like house deal. Other than that, like a mile down the road, there's like an actual little subdivision ish type thing. But where I'm at, you can't. I live on a dead end road with like really nobody super by me, so there's really no point. Yeah, you'd need a golf cart. Hey, Karen, you got the Starfield too. You've been around for a hot minute. I need less club music. I feel like this is all club music. I hate club music. This sounds like it could be interesting. This is a valiant attempt. You found me music, though, and that's all that matters. Oh, there's CM with her Starfield. To be fair, you didn't. You're like, I don't know if it's any good, but it's got words. Because I was bitching on TikTok. I'm like, I need music that has words. She's like, well, I found words. I don't know if they're any good, but I found words. Yeah. It's music, right? It's music. So, I don't call that music. This one's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but I see me. I don't like female singers. I don't know how I feel about it now, but it like switched genres on me. All right, let's try something else. We're just gonna keep going. We're just keep going on the list. She sent me two different. She sent me two different lists, so we'll we'll just see if we can find a song we like. Oh yeah, my music style's all over the place. I dislike like club techno, electronic, EDR, whatever that one is. That's a big no. This one don't sound bad. EDM, thank you. I was like EDMR. No, that's a psych thing. This one's not bad. I can handle this one. Just don't switch genres on me halfway through. So it's not awful. So today, if I go to the gym, it's gonna be chest day. My shoulder's been doing ish. Last night woke up in a lot of pain. It tries to kill me while I'm sleeping is the problem. No, I don't like any type of club techno. It's not my style. I'm very if I were to like pick a genre and stay there, it'd be like pop punk. Like pop punk, pop rock, alternative rock. So my hermit crabs I just got had buried themselves. Well, one didn't. Well, two buried themselves. One is half buried, and the other one is just standing there. Then I went to go freshen up the other hermit crab, and apparently it has been. And hermit crabs will do this. They will just kind of either bury themselves for a very long time, or they'll sit really still. So there's a big shell in there, and I thought it was just a normal shell. So I'm moving stuff around in there so I can spray it real good and everything, and move. I grabbed a couple of the things in there to put into this one because there's a lot of stuff in the other one, and I had to fix its little climby wall and whatever. So I go to move this one shell, and all of a sudden I see these legs pop out of it, and I'm like, oh shit. So I just picked him up and moved him, and then next thing I know, I look and he's in his water bowl. So I guess he was fine. This is stupid. I'm smoking and putting it right on my glasses. My glasses are sitting right there. Why am I wearing them? Because I only like to wear them when I'm watching TV for the most part, unless I forget they're on. Hi. Do we not just continue on to the next one? Oh yeah, I guess we do. Thank you, Minda. Appreciate you. We had a pretty good anniversary. We went out to a little dinner and we got our groceries. I did a video while I was waiting for my groceries. The video that I did about Micah Miller. I was waiting for my groceries and I'm like, I'm gonna go stand over there and do a video. I'm standing over there getting ready to do the video, and he just yells out, "You're on Bluetooth! Turn it off!" Everybody in the parking lot looks at me like, "What are you doing?" Luckily, I have no fucks to be given, so I just did the video anyway. But well, we've actually been together 25. So would you stop refocusing? What are you doing? What are you doing? We've been together for 25. We've been married for 19. We had a 6-year engagement because the motherfucker couldn't get his shit together. He had 27 jobs. He's got anger issues and ADHD problems. He's ever since he got into trucking though, he's been really good. He's only worked at like 3 companies. You could say 4, but we actually followed the account because like the account got switched to a different company, so that's how we ended up there. But yeah, so he's done really well. He doesn't call off work for stupid shit or rage quit. He wants to rage quit every day. That's kind of a lie, but he doesn't, which is a huge uptick. Ow. That's not my tooth, it's my gum. Feels like my gum, like, you know when you eat a really hot pizza roll in the roof of your mouth? So it feels like on my gum right now. You lived with him around 20, but never married again after the first one. I don't think if something happens between me and him, I don't know if I'd ever get married again. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. What are you doing? I'm getting you up at 4:00. What are you doing? What are you doing? Checking to make sure I'm on YouTube? Mister, you need to go live. I'm going to come in there and hit you with a pan. You'll go to sleep real quick. Like my royalty-free music? Aaron found it for me. Not my ex, Aaron. A friend. So we were talking about marriage. I said if you ever kick the bucket or something, bro. It's still our anniversary for another hour and 16 minutes. So don't be a dickbag. I'm on here at a good time. I did battles. I had a guy rage quit. I was stomping him. And he rage quit. I was at like 4,400. He was at like 13. So he rage quit. And then I had another one where it was 5,000 to 521. I feel bad because I stole her 11 streak. But she made me have a 9 streak. So he thought he caught me. So yeah, he rage quit on me. But whatever. That's something my husband would do. He hates to lose. Don't you, babe? He gets so mad when we're playing Skippo. And he's like, you blocked me. I'm like, yes, that's the point of the game is to win. Mm-hmm. He wants to win 24/7. His competitiveness is unmatched. You do lose. In your mind, you may not lose, but you lose. This is like the 5th time I filled this fucking tank, by the way. You do not let me win. You cry and bitch every time I win. What are you talking about? I'm done. It's like the 5th time I filled this tank. It goes through juice so fucking quick. I don't understand it. It's probably like the 3rd time I filled it, probably. I don't know. I'm going to pay attention tomorrow. I'm actually going to pay attention and see how many times I fill it. Yeah, okay. Trust me, your ego wouldn't allow that. Your ego would not allow that. No, it's just, well, first of all, he needs to change the cotton. My cotton burnt really bad. It's still working. Like, it's fine, but we need to change the cotton. We'll change it tomorrow. I'm going to change it tomorrow. It'll be all right. It's not that bad. It's just, it needs to be changed. We technically have what's called a hobby farm. If you have a farm that is under 5 acres, it's basically called a hobby farm. So we have the goats and the pigs. I'm going to start trying to do, I'm getting ready to put up a video actually tonight, if I can remember. I just did a video yesterday. So we have to get up and vote tomorrow. So you need to go to bed because we need to get to the voting place. And if you're going to be the come in at 5, come in at blah, 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 we need to get there and vote or I will go without you. I know it's itchy. Want me to come in and slap it? He's got poison ivy. He's got 4 spots of poison ivy. We don't know how he got them, but he's got 4 little tiny spots on his torso of poison ivy. I'll come in and just whap him. Okay, this is a girl. I'm not even gonna want to listen to this one. I can't stand girl voices. There's a few I listen to, but not many. Yeah, he's very like if he breathes poison ivy, he gets it. Look, you got me a playlist. Like it might suck, but you tried, damn it. You tried. You gave me two playlists, so we're gonna try the second one next. There was one decent song on here out of 13 so far. No, he's been. I actually got Calmine lotion and a aerosol that has anti-itch stuff, and the anti-itch stuff works for about 30 minutes if he's lucky. Oh God, R&B is just as bad as techno. Yeah, but it doesn't work very long. Clean it with Head and Shoulders. The zinc will help. That's an interesting thought. No, he's had it for a couple days, and I don't even know what Tensionu is. Yeah, no, that's what we're putting on is the pink stuff. We're putting the pink stuff on it. It's not pink when it comes out of the aerosol, but it's pink. And oh my lord, it smells like canned air when it comes out because you can like smell the aerosol. That's that hand. And that's that hand. I love you, babe. Happy anniversary, dickbag. Continue planning your demise. I wasn't planning your demise. I was planning for what came after it, which is probably me dying alone. Pathetic. Me and Pepperoon, because Leia will be probably gone by then. Me and Pepperoon and our old lady. We'll wear old lady hats together. Me and Pepperoon. Oh, you're waving your middle finger in the air, or is that an ass cheek? I'm very confused. Hey, here's a song called "No Sleep." It's just for you. Hopefully, I'll be old by then. I don't need him kicking the bucket anytime soon. Thank you. I love you. Go to bed. So, in order for me to wash my couch cushions, my cover for my couch cushions, I had to dismantle my couch, which is over here. I had to take off all the couch cushions so that I could wash the couch cover so they wouldn't eat the couch cover, which is what I was switching over in the laundry just now, and making sure he still wanted me to get him up at 4. And I left the room, and they tore off the Velcro that was on the couch that was holding them on. I was gone for like 10 minutes. Your Wiccan also nice. Same Z's. I'm an omnist. I'm a Wiccan omnist. So I technically believe in everything. I got Buddhism, Norse, a Triskel, a pentagram, or a Boros. I have a cross underneath my butterfly, because it's been covered up twice. So, yeah. I have a yin yang on my left ankle. So, I have all of the religions on me, essentially. Hello. I believe in pretty much I take from most religions. But if I were to be like, what am I like? If I had to pick one, yeah, I'd be Wiccan. I have been for 22 years. No, just omnism is one in and of itself. Yeah, it's called just being an omnist. It's just in and of itself. Well, yeah, the dogs got it again, and it's not able to be fixed. And then they got it again after they got it again, so they've gotten it 4 times. But I put a couch cover on the things, but I have to wash it about every 3 days, if that. And I actually have the vacuum underneath the couch cushions like tomorrow. I couldn't access the vacuum. He's gonna have to get it out for me. But I pulled off the cover, and because I'm not sitting out there in the chair watching the couch, I brought the couch cushions in with me so they wouldn't eat them. All right. Yeah, I know what Unitarian is. Yeah, I get you. So, what is everybody else doing today? I got so much shit I could talk about that I'm not, so that takes a lot of shit off the table. Well, there's apparently 48 songs on here. I didn't see that. Apparently 48 songs on here. I'm on number 19. Pepperoni! Rooney Peps! A Rooney Peps! A Rooney Pepperoni! Tell everybody hi. Tell them hi. Tell them hi. Stop. No, tell them hi, not me. Your little tail's about to fly off your body, though. And my tail goes whoop, 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 like a helicopter. Her tail doesn't go back and forth. It goes in circles. These jabronis are not jabronis. Wow, Jesus, woman, you're squeezing me. I was giving you hugs. Do you have another burr? She's got a burr. Hold on. Sorry, you had a burr. Stop getting burrs. Ow, ma'am. I love you. Is this another burr? What is wrong with you? Why do you have so many burrs? Because I roll around in the grass. Oh, she got another burr. Hold on. Nope, come here. Is that a burr? It's like, no, you cannot have it. You've already stolen one burr. No, that's my finger. Okay, you're good. What are you doing? All right. I'm putting it on. Somebody punched the window at your work today? Nice. Yeah, she keeps getting these damn prickly burrs on her. Because she's hairy, so they cling to her. And she had one on her face for like 3 days. She would not let me take off. Every time I tried to tackle her to get it off, she'd run away. My husband goes, I told her, he goes, watch, pluck. I was like, really? Really? Hi, baby. It's the Butterman. Him, the butter. Hi, Butterman. Hi, Butterman. Easy butters. Easy butters. Easy butters. Hi. Thank you. Yeah, where you been? This one, how do you get his name? His name's Buddy. This is the third name. So the girl who had him named him something, didn't like it, renamed him. We didn't like it. When we got him, we changed it. My husband just called him Buddy. So he's Buddy technically, but I called him Butterman. And my husband calls him Bugs. Yeah, that's what I call him. I call him Butterman. Butter. I call him my buttery biscuit. My buttery biscuit, my buttery burnt biscuit, because you pretty burnt. You pretty burnt. You pretty burnt. Pepper got her name because she's like a pepper color. I couldn't figure out what to name her, and I was at the pet store, and somebody's like, oh, that looks like my dog Pepper. I was like, Pepper it is. Her middle name is Jack. For Pepper Jack cheese. I like Pepper Jack. So her name is Pepper Jack. My husband's like, oh no, you did not name that damn dog after my name. I was like, to be fair, the dog had the name before you. Sissy Noodles is Leia Rose. She's named after Leia from Star Wars and Rose for Roseanne. Sissy Noodles, Sissy is and so her nickname is Sissy Noodles. Sissy because she is everybody's sister. She's Sissy. And then Noodles because I would call her Chicken Noodle Queen. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. So she is Sissy Noodles. Probably because, no, I call her Noodle Poodle, which makes her mad because she has better hair. Yeah, no, Poodle. She's partially asleep down there. She's kind of, hi, baby, Sissy Nudes. Sissy Noodles. Sissy Noodles. Noodles. Hi, baby, I love you. I love you. She's been acting so weird for the past 2 weeks. So weird. She's been acting so weird. She's like, she wants to like, she'll stay in my room longer and want to sleep in her bed. And like, she's slinking everywhere. She like slinks. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then like, when you hold her, she like shakes a little bit, like she's cold. And then if I put a blanket on her, she's fine. Like she's eating, she's drinking, she's fine. She's just acting a little odd. She's good. I mean, she's good. She's fine. I could pull her up here. You'd see her. She's perfectly fine. But she's like, I don't know, she's just cold or what. But she's getting old, so she's getting sleepy. She's sleepy. A lot of it. She's just sleepy. She's tired. She sleeps a lot. Yeah, my dogs. So so Buddy has a lot of nicknames. Bronxy kind of does. We call him Bronxy Dinosaur. Pepper, Pepperoon, Leia, Sissy Noodle Queen, Noodle Poodle Girl, Yoda, Brenny B, Yoda G Dog, Yoda Brennan. So, Nikki is just Nikki Reigns. Kira's Kira Lynn. Riley and Sydney are Riley and Sydney. They don't have, they don't even have nicknames. They don't have, we don't use their middle names either. I don't think she's sick. She's acting fine. She's just kind of just like chilling on her own a little bit. But like I could pick her up right now. She's fine. Like she's laying with Buddy right now. It's just like when she's walking, like, and like, I think her, like I said, I think her hearing's going out because like if she's sitting somewhere, I have to like walk up on her, and then she goes, like, like if she's walking and I walk up behind her, it's like I think her hearing's starting to go a little bit. So maybe she has holiday depression. Yoda's doing pretty good. Yoda's actually doing pretty good. She's eating her food and everybody else's. She's got a lot of spunk. Her weight didn't, super go back up, but she's not super horribly deathly skinny now. Um, she's been doing pretty good. She's been doing better than she's been in a long, long time. I can tell you that. So she's a lot better than she's been for this time last year. I mean, she declined, and then we got her the new food and we got her some shampoos and I didn't even know there was such a thing as Farmer's Dog. I didn't even know. My husband came across it on an ad of some kind, and he came home and he was like, I think we should try Farmer's Dog. And I was like, what's Farmer's Dog? And so I look it up, and I was like, that is expensive. That is ungodly expensive, but we got it anyway, and it really works. And it actually makes her hungry enough that she actually eats the other dog's food too. Oh, she probably is stressed about the election. What do you think, babe? Are you stressed about the election? I'm stressed about the election. I've been crying for days about the election. Yeah, maybe she's picking up on my stress. Yes, I've literally cried over the goddamn election. Not even kidding. Quite a little bit terrified, to be honest. Exactly. It's frustrating. Without getting super political, it's very frustrating. It's frustrating because when it gets to something like this, it's not just about who likes who wants to vote for who. When you're on the receiving end of a political agenda, and it affects you and the people that you love, it's a different ball game. It's frustrating. It's frustrating when you're female and you may be forced to carry a baby you don't want in a bad situation. It's horrible when you have, like, my son is trans. They want to essentially erase trans people. It's affecting people in ways that is very frustrating. And you go, well, I don't stand for everything. No, when you are actively voting to take the rights away from people that you love, that's a very hard pill for me to swallow. That's a very, very that's a very hard pill for me to swallow, that I have friends that think it's perfectly acceptable to vote for things that affect me as a person. It makes me feel disrespected and not cared for, personally. And I know a lot of people feel that way, but at the same time, you also have to recognize that people are going to do what they want to do and they're free to have the choices that they want. But that doesn't make you feel any less upset about the situation. Well, yeah, exactly. They're talking about getting rid of even naturalized immigrants that have been here for years and years and years, which I guess his wife better be on a fucking plane because she's a goddamn immigrant too. Well, I hope you just stopped the Farmer's Dog when she wouldn't eat it, because that shit is expensive. I don't know how big your dog is, but like my little dog is $110, almost $120 a month. And you pay it by monthly. So it's like $242 every 56 days. It's not even full 60 days. I think it's every 52 to 56 days. It's $242. Shh. Contraceptive dessert. What? What are you talking about? Somebody's out there drinking. What are you talking about? Contraceptive dessert? Apparently everywhere birth control is an issue. They're literally, it's literally on the table to like not allow people to have birth control. Like they're going to scrap abortion and then they're going to start trying to pull away birth control. And that's not a scare tactic. That's not fear mongering. It's written into Project 2025. Birth control's next. So women, you're fucked. Women are fucked. If you have a baby and you cannot afford it and you are not healthy enough and you cannot, you're either going to be abstinent or you're going to have babies that you don't want or can't afford. Period. That is a fact. That's not fear mongering. That's not nothing. Oh, I know. Here's my thing. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care. I don't care what religion you have. Don't shove it down my throat. Just don't shove it down my throat. I won't shove mine down your throat. You don't shove yours down my throat. We'll be great. We can have different religious reviews all day long. Do not care. I do not care what religion you are. I don't care if you're an atheist. I don't care if you're a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Buddhist. I do not care. I do not care. I think there's beautiful sentiments in every single religion. I'm not going to judge you for your religion. Don't use your religion and shove it down my fucking throat and tell me what I can do because of how you feel and the God that you serve. Well, yeah, exactly. Pharmacies aren't sure what's legal. It's a precursor of what's to come. It is literally a precursor of what's to come. And people think that people are fear mongering. It's not. It's written into that 900-page document that people are too fucking lazy to read. They're lazy. I sat and read the motherfucker. A good portion, not all of it, Christ's sake, but all the key points. I wanted to know the key points. And I did a couple videos on the key points. And when you read the key points, it's scary as shit. And people are like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to... Read it. Fucking read it. And then you can tell me whatever. You cannot have a discussion with me that is not an informed decision discussion if you are not willing to do the work and read the fucking items. And it's hard because I don't want politics to define relationships between people. But at the same time, we've never been in an era where being openly racist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic has been okay and acceptable since like the 60s, 50s. It's considered, taboo to be outwardly hateful. And now here we are, with a president contender that is perfectly acceptable with being every type of phobic under the sun. So people are like, oh, I can say it out loud too. I can say it out loud too. And it really makes me question when people can follow that, what it is they're thinking about people that are different than them. Oh no, they'll never get rid of ED pills. If God wants me to have a baby that I'm not ready for, can't afford, and don't want, you're allowed to have a limp dick. God did that to you. You can have a limp dick. It's okay. God did it. Birth control was originally made for men. Look it up. Birth control was made for men. They decided they didn't want it. Women, didn't matter. It shouldn't be a discussion. If you're telling me that, you're pregnant because God put it there. God wanted you to be pregnant. God wanted you to have a limp dick. I don't know what to tell you. I want to make a video about it, but, it'd probably be banned. And the amount of men that would be in the comments would be insane. Because they all have limp dicks. I did a lot. Yeah, I did a whole live reading it too. On Project 2025. Well, yeah, it can because of the hormone imbalance that happens when you take birth control. That's all it is. It fucks with your hormones. That's what birth control is. It's synthetic hormones. And I just want to know why women are the ones that are having synthetic hormones when they can have what? One live birth a year? One live pregnancy a year that's going to come to completion? You can't, I don't think you can, I would have to do some serious crazy fucking math. I guess if you had a baby in January and got pregnant immediately, you could have another one in November. It's probably bad math. Anyway, you could probably have, 2 live pregnancies. And like worst case scenario, let's say you have 8 kids in each one. I guess you could have 16 kids in a year. I guess you could have 16 kids in a year. However, a man could have 16 kids effectively, not kidding, in a day. So I'm confused why women are the ones being the ones taking the birth control. If a man went out and he screwed 30 girls in one day, half got pregnant. What do you mean, Elena? One was not picked by any citizens. What does that mean? Having children is weird to me. I never wanted to have kids, and then my husband did. So I tried to have kids because a relationship's not just about what you want. So I tried to have kids and didn't work. I'm not particularly, babies are. That's why when I adopted, I didn't get a baby. Babies are babies. That's why I got, an older child, Yeah. Some people are great parents and they can have like 6 babies and like it doesn't even faze them. Like I will never understand how people can have 2 kids. I will never understand how people can have 2 kids. Like from like birth to children, even 5 years apart, I don't know how they can do it. Like kudos to the people who can. Kudos to the people who can. Okay. I'm not gonna knock your shit at all. Like kudos to the people who can. That would not be me. Yeah, 16 and counting. There's a lot more than the 16, I think. It feels wrong. She wasn't elected into any offices before running. You do realize that Trump was never even so much as a mayor, correct? You do understand that? And as for she wasn't elected into any offices before running, she was a vice president. Are you okay? She's been the sitting vice president that she was elected to. Meanwhile, we have a failed reality show star with 6 bankruptcies who had never so much served on the city council. I'm a little confused. That broke my brain. I'm not even meaning to be mean. That broke my brain. I think I kind of like this one, maybe. Dude, I'm telling you, I wanted to move to Canada when literally, if I had the money, if my husband's job would have been transferable into Canada, being a truck driver and moving into Canada, you can't do it. You have to start like completely from scratch. You got to get your license in Canada. You got to get your CDL in Canada. You got to get everything in Canada. He would have had to do whatever. And I don't give a fuck. He's a failed reality show reject. He's never even been on city council. The man never did shit and got elected by a bunch of bumfuck hillbillies that are hateful. Period. Let me guess. And you thought that that political dumpster fire rally that he had was okay too? You know, the one where he talked about Puerto Ricans being on a trash island? That's acceptable? I'm sorry, I can never vote for somebody who is just full of pure hate. Yelling and screaming about immigrants while he brings his immigrant wife here. No candidate's ever going to be perfect. There's never been a candidate ever that's ever going to meet every one of your ideals. It's impossible. Well, then you're just misinformed. That's okay. I want you to go, after you get off this live, I want you to go read Project 2025 in its entirety, or at least the key points. And then if you can tell me as a woman that you can still vote for him after reading and educating yourself fully, then we can have an intelligent conversation. I'm not fear mongering. I'm not shit. I've read the document. I've done a live and read the document on here. And I'm so fucking tired. I'm so sick and tired of people. Abortion is murder. To you, don't get one. Would I ever get one? I don't know. But I'd like the choice if I wanted one. It's simple. This is the same rhetoric where if you're on a diet, I can't have pie. It's very simple. If you don't like something, I don't care. Here's the deal. Fun fact, did you know this? Number one, the whole comedic act was actually read over and green lighted. Did you know that? Because there was actually a joke taken out. Did you know that? Did you know that a committee greenlit that dumpster fire fucking comedic act? And I know this because there was a joke taken out of it. They took one joke out that was too far and left in Latinos procreating too much, Puerto Ricans being on a trash island, Black people carving watermelons, and Jewish people being frugal. They took one joke out that went too far, but they didn't think the rest of those jokes was too far. Here's the deal. I love raunchy comedy probably more than most people. I love it. Time and place. Time and place is not a presidential rally, period. A presidential rally should be about what you are going to do for this country, what laws you are going to bring in, what you are going to do to improve the economic status and every other status providable to American citizens. That is what a rally is for, is to show your platform, not my concept of a plan. And here's the guy who's going to put down half of America. Period. You don't greenlight a comic who is going to, number one, stupidly deflect half your fucking voting base. No, here's the deal. Like, okay, I've watched some pretty raunchy comedy. Okay, I have. And I'm not saying I haven't laughed at some jokes that probably I shouldn't have. Okay, we all do when you watch comedy. Comedy, for the most part, comedy, everything is off limits in comedy. And if he wanted to have that exact same show at a private show, if that's what he wants to do, that's okay. But it's not okay and it's not acceptable at a presidential rally where you are trying to unify the country by then ununifying any person with a skin tone darker than mine, which is pretty much everybody. Oi! Oi, 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 oi. No, ma'am. Yeah, there's a time and a place. If he wanted to have that exact same roast, because that's what it wasn't a comedy show, it was a roast. If he wanted to have that and sell tickets to it, it's very simple. Just like with abortion or gay rights or gun rights or any other right, if you don't like it, leave it alone. If you don't want an abortion, don't get one. You don't want to be gay married, don't gay marry. You don't want a gun, don't have one. You don't want to smoke weed, don't smoke it. What you can't do is tell everybody else what they can do. So if that man wanted to have that exact same comedic show, more power to him. If I don't want to go, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to say, hey, you can't do this. Hey, no. I'm not going to say you can't do this. I would just not partake. But there is a time and a place, and that was not the time nor the place. A political rally is about showing off what you can do and how you are a better person. I can't think of the word. and showing what you're going to do, not putting down anybody who looks different than you. Well, I mean, it was a smack in the face to Puerto Rico in general. Not only did they greenlight the fact that they called Puerto Rico a trash heap that is part of the United States. It is a United States territory. Number one. Number two, if anybody bothers to remember, Trump was president when Maria went through Puerto Rico, and his solution was soft paper towels. And trying to exchange Puerto Rico for Greenland. I'm sorry, that is not okay. This is so much more than just red versus blue, Democrat versus Republican. This is a person who is actively trying to take away rights from people. And this is what's so funny to me is they're so hung up on the Second Amendment that nobody's trying to take their guns, by the way. Nobody's trying to take anybody's guns. Nobody's ever tried to take guns. Show me one legislature that says we're going to take all guns. You can't, because there's not one. You're so hung up on, I'm going to have my gun. You know what? I'm going to have my uterus, and I'm going to decide how I use it. And if I want to marry a chick, I'm going to marry a chick. And if I'm going to smoke weed, I'm going to smoke weed. And if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. If you're going to say, you can't take my guns and my rights don't stop on your feelings, my rights don't stop on your feelings. I don't care that you don't want me to be gay married. I don't care that you don't think I should have an abortion. I don't care what you think. My rights don't stop at your feelings. It's very simple. Politics, religion, and social media are all the same fucking bag. If you don't like it, don't do it. Don't like it, don't watch it. Don't like it, don't be involved with it. It's not hard. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say you should use abortion as a pro-contraceptive. I have a friend who did that, okay? Every time she got pregnant, she had an abortion. That is wrong. It's irresponsible and it's wrong. But if something happens, your contraceptive fails, and you know that you can't do this, you should not be forced to have a child. We'll just give it up for adoption. No. Why should you have to be a forced incubator? That's ridiculous. I am more than an incubator. You don't, a clump of cells doesn't get to decide my worth as a human being. As far as that goes, what does it matter to you if I marry a man or a woman? What does it matter to you? Are you in our bedroom? No. So what does it matter to you who I marry? What does it matter what I have in my neither regions? It doesn't. Your thoughts on trans people or your thoughts on gay people do not matter to the people that it involves. If you don't like gay people, don't be gay. If you don't like trans people, don't be trans. If you don't want to smoke pot, don't smoke pot. It's not hard. It's not a hard concept. But if you want to use that fucked up rhetoric of, well, God says, your God says, your God, that you're shoving down my throat. Your God says it, not mine. By the way, you want to know what else your God says? Your God says that you are to treat immigrants well. That you're to treat poor people well. That you're supposed to treat people like prostitutes and lepers well. Did you fail to miss that part of the Bible? Because I didn't. If you're going to listen to it, don't cherry pick it. If you're going to shove it down my throat, don't cherry pick it. I mean, if that was the case, if it just went on, well, I don't think you should do this and I don't think you should do that. I don't care if you're on a diet. I'm eating pie. I don't care if you don't like it. I do. If you don't like it, you don't do it. You don't get to decide that I don't get to do it. That's ridiculous. What is agitating is when there is a person trying to go for being a president who wants to take rights away. They want to take away gay marriage. They want to take away gender affirming care. They want to take away things from people instead of being inclusive. If you don't like those things, that's fine. You're perfectly acceptable not to like those things. You are perfectly acceptable to not understand trans rights if that's up to you. You're perfectly acceptable to not think that gay people are, I don't know, human. But what you think does not matter in the scheme of things of the people that it involves. You don't get to vote to take away people's rights to make yourself sleep better at night. That's ridiculous. No. So in Leviticus, where it says man should not lay with another man, it was translated incorrectly. It's man should not lay with child. It actually has nothing to do with gay people. Just like thou shalt not suffer a witch to live was actually thou shalt not suffer a poisoner to live. It got changed in the King James version because that's what happens with translations. It's a game of telephone. That's okay, Audra. Audra, you don't really turn gay. What happens is in a lot of situations, people are gay or bi, and because of social norms or pressure or people that aren't going to accept you, like family or friends, you hide it. So he more than likely decided that he was going to try to live the normal life and get married to a woman and have a child. And he probably realized he was fucking miserable and decided to do what he wanted to do to begin with. Yeah, you have a bad problem with saying things backwards. Remember, kids aren't off limits. And that's so frustrating for I'm frustrated for you because English is literally your second language, and people are like, she said something wrong. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a second language. You're not always correct in what you're saying or how you're saying it. There's people on here that can't even handle English as their first language, and then they're going to get pissy at people where English is their second language. There's plenty of people who have said things in the wrong way or misspoke, and English is their first language. You shouldn't judge people. Matter of fact, in that handy little Bible that people love to shove down our throats, it says, "Do not judge people. Judge not, lest you be judged." Only God can judge. Yeah, you were if me and Joe Bob over there are both tax-paying citizens. Joe Bob can pay his taxes and have his guns and drink his beer and do whatever he wants to do. And I will pay my taxes. And yes, I do pay taxes. Even myself pays taxes, just so you know. Before anybody wants, yeah, I do. Anyway, not just my husband, me too. This is tax. I have to pay taxes on YouTube. Anyway, I will do what I want to do as a tax-paying citizen, whether that is A, B, C, or D, because I'm an adult and I'm grown and I can make my own decisions. And your voice isn't any more better. Your voice isn't any better than mine. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. But don't take away my right to do something because you don't think it's okay. It's simple. If I don't agree with something, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And a lot of Democrats, I hate to break it to Republicans, a lot of Democrats have guns. I have multiple. Nobody wants to take guns away. We just want to make things safer. We want to have background checks, better background checks. I shouldn't be able to walk in as I did. I shouldn't be able to walk in to my local gun store and walk out in 20 minutes. They don't know who I am. In Kentucky, it's Wild West down here. You don't even have to register the motherfucker. They literally hand it to you, and I'm like, okay, so where do I register it? They're like, you don't. That's okay, Audra. I mean, I'm not saying, look, as human beings, people judge people. It's not always right. It's probably never right to judge people. We do it. It's human nature. Okay, it's human nature. But it's what you do with it. You know, you can not agree with somebody and what they do and internalize it and go, you know what, I don't agree with that. And then there's, I don't agree with that, and I'm going to try to take that away from them. You know, what you do in your house, I don't give a fuck. You do whatever you want to do. You wanna take every substance under the sun, do it. As long as you ain't getting in a car and killing other people, I don't care. You wanna live in a harem and have 7 wives, I don't care. Do what you got to do. It ain't affecting me. Government's gonna be pissed because of tax values, but whatever. I don't care. As long as you are not actively hurting another person, I don't care what you do. Abortion hurts. No, it's a clump of cells. By definition, it is a parasite until 21 weeks. It cannot live without its host. And I know people get really pissed off about that. People get really pissed off, and they're like, "No, it's not. Technically, scientifically, by definition, it cannot live without its host for 21 weeks until after 21 weeks. If you were to take a baby out of the womb at 16 weeks, it's going to die." Do I believe in late-term abortion? No. You know how many late-term abortions are? Under 1%, and they have to be medically cleared. Now, I'm not saying that there has not been exceptions. I have actually heard of exceptions that were shitty, okay? I'm not saying that. 1%. You can look this shit up. Google's free. 1% is late term, and 99% of those are medically approved. I don't think there should be, crazy. I don't think you should be able to get an abortion at like a ridiculous time. No. But to say it has to be before 6 weeks, a lot of women don't even know until they're 6 or 8 weeks. But if you have an irregular schedule and you usually have a period every 6 weeks, and you find out at 8 weeks that you're pregnant, you missed the 6-week window. You're fucked. Oh well, too bad. I think that's a little much. I don't think you should be having them at like 3 months along, but I believe I don't know. I don't have a perfect answer for it. I don't. I haven't put that much thought into it. I haven't put enough thought into it, but not. I haven't been able to transfer it down to an exact week. But regardless, a child cannot exist outside of a uterus before 21 weeks. It's simply not a viable living being before 21 weeks. And I know that offends a lot of religious people. Life begins at conception, yada, 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 whatever. That's okay. You can believe that. I'm not going to judge you for believing that. You can believe that. That's okay. If that is your belief, have it. But your belief does not trump my body that you have nothing to do with. That's where I get frustrated. You can have any belief you want. You can believe that it is the wrongest thing in the world, that abortion, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. That's the way you think. That's fine. But your thoughts don't get to judge what I do with my body. That's ridiculous. That would be like, and you're going, that's insane. No, it's the same thing. If I were to walk up to a person who was pregnant and I said, you know what? I don't agree with you being pregnant. You need to abort the baby right now. I'm going to take you to the doctor. We're going to get abortion. You would not want me doing that to you. You would not want me walking up and telling you had to get rid of your child. So why do you then think it's perfectly acceptable to walk up to me and be like, you're keeping it? You're going to be a forced incubator for 9 months because I said so. When you put it in that scope, have I seen that TikTok page? No. What TikTok page? Stuff like that would irritate me too bad. I can't look at that kind of stuff. I don't care, dude. You can think about anything you want, dude. You can have any type of feeling you want until it affects other people. When you start taking rights away from other people, I don't have to agree with the right. I don't have to agree with. You don't have to agree with whatever. That's fine. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to partake in it. People that defend the people of Planned Parenthood, dude, I want to do that. The people who like stand outside Planned Parenthood and will literally like go toe to toe with those people, trust me, I would do that in a heartbeat. I looked into it. There's a TikTok, maybe it's the one you're talking about, where they will literally stand outside they'll stand outside the centers and they will go toe to toe. They don't care. I would do that in a heartbeat. I looked into it, but there's none around here. Mhm. I would do it in a heartbeat. I got no problem. I am perfectly okay with people not agreeing with stuff. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm not going to force my beliefs onto you. What I'm going to say is, you're not going to force your beliefs onto me and take away my rights because you don't believe in them. I'm not, and nowhere in here am I trying to take anybody's rights for anything. You want your guns? Keep them. I'll keep mine. It'll be great. It'll be a great time. We can go target shooting together. That's the only right that the other side has. They're trying to take our guns. You're trying to take away bodily autonomy, gender affirming care. And if you read Project 2025, a lot of other things. And what kills me is the South has a lot of, if you look at economic status of the South, I live in the fifth poorest state in the United States. Okay. Kentucky is at the bottom of the fucking barrel. Okay. And what a lot of people in the South vote red. Okay. And what is going to be very unfortunate is if this comes to fruition and they get what they want and they get a red president in to seat. Project 2025 is not necessarily just for Trump. It was essentially for any Republican incumbent, but Trump is the one that's on the ballot. And regardless, he knows exactly what it is, even though he says he doesn't. Anyway, the problem is in Project 2025 is it talks about getting rid of food stamps, getting rid of child care credits, getting rid of a lot of things that a lot of people that don't have means use. So if you vote for that and you lose your benefits, you lose your free child care, you lose your food stamps, you lose your Medicaid, I don't want to hear a goddamned word come out of your mouth because you voted for this shit. You voted for this shit. And the sad reality is a lot of southern states are red. And a lot of southern states are very, very, very non-economically okay. And I don't think that they truly understand it because they're not reading. Jesus Christ, the man went on a public stage and said, I have the concepts of a plan. Bitch, you have had months to fix your concept of a plan, to have a plan. And then Kamala knew all the answers. They must have gave them to her. They are the same questions that have been at every single debate for like ever. Economics is a thing. Defense is a thing. Immigration is a thing. They have been if you had bothered to do any research at all, Kamala did not come overly prepared. She did not get told the questions in advance. It's called doing your job and doing it accurately and not showing up and saying, I have a concept of a plan. The whole point of these rallies, instead of roasting people and saying you live on a pile of garbage, is to say, this is my plan for this sector and this is what I'm going to do about it. This is what I'm going to do about immigration. This is what I'm going to do about taxes. This is what I'm going to do about healthcare. And instead of showing up and saying, I have a concept of a plan and allowing somebody to warm up a crowd by dividing the crowd is insane to me. And everything that he threw at Joe Biden is literally accurate right now. He's too old, so are you now. He's sliding back in dementia. Have you heard the man talk? He still thinks that we're going into World War II. Everything that he threw at him, look in the mirror, babe. It's terrifying. And there's clips of this if you don't believe me, and you can go read it in Project 2025 if you don't believe me. He's talking about the fact of just go out and vote. Just go out and vote. It's the last time you'll have to do it. Just go out and vote. You know why? Project 2025 talks about the fact of basically turning into a regime where you don't have to vote anymore because you don't have any terms anymore. So the person who is president can be president until they die. And then their vice president can be president until they die. It will turn into a dictatorship. And if you don't believe me, go read Project 2025. Go listen to his. You'd only have to vote one more time. It's not fear-mongering when it's fact. Go read the goddamn document. You cannot sit here and argue with somebody who has read a document when you've not read the document. It talks about it right in there. And I wish I still had all the freaking work that I did on it. However long ago I did those videos, I don't. I have to look it all back up again. But I've retained it. I don't know what page it's on. There's a lot of pages. Goblins from Mars. This song is called Goblins from Mars. And I could be wrong, but I do remember Biden putting in to effect some type of law that was going to stop the regime tactic of, so I can't remember exactly what it was, and I wish I could remember, but I seem to remember he put in some type of a law about that, fighting it off somehow. I wish I could remember what it was though. Yeah, it's a wild ride. A lot of it is pretty close to the beginning of the document of what they're talking about with like food stamps, healthcare, gay rights, trans rights, immigration rights. It's not that far into it. You can actually read a lot of it pretty quick. I used to have literally had screenshots and highlight. I went through, I got screenshots of all the key components. I highlighted it all. I put it up in a couple of different videos. And you'd have to, hold on, because you can literally look up the actual manifesto, and that's what it is. It's a fucking manifesto. It's at project2025.org. Improve education, right? That's why they want to get rid of like the Department of Education. Right. Okay. Hold on. And just the way that it's phrased is scary. It sounds like it was written by like a high school student. I'm not even kidding. It's Project 25 is a plan from Trump. I know it's not from Trump, but it's going to involve Trump. Oh, now they have a whole fact-checking section. Oh, I got to see this. Hold on. I love this. End civil rights. False. Calls for respecting the civil rights of all Americans, including those who have been censored by the government or had it weaponized against them. Mandate advocates for the end of divisive, race-based, anti-American propaganda. They want to get rid of affirmative action and take care of immigrants. Anti-American, race-based. It is not all-encompassing and respecting the civil rights of all Americans. They want to get rid of affirmative action, and they want to give less job priority to immigrants. So that's not civil rights of all Americans. It's civil rights of everybody that is white. Oh, I gotta hear this. Hold on. End marriage equality. I love this site. This site has gotten so much better. It's gotten so much better. It is by the Heritage Foundation. End marriage equality. False. So that sounds like, because you gotta open it up and you gotta read it. This is from their own site, y'all. I'm reading from their own site. End marriage equality. False. So that obviously means keeping gay marriage, right? The legal recognition of same-sex marriage is not discussed in project. Yes, it is. Yes, it fucking is. Yes, it fucking is. Read it. Calls for the protection of faith-based grant recipients who maintain support for traditional definition of marriage. Traditional. Mandate also supports concise protections for those who do not wish to participate in same-sex marriages. No, you may not say in there, fuck gay rights. You literally just said protection of faith-based grant recipients, Christian marriage, who maintain support for the traditional definition of marriage, one man and one woman, supports protection for those who don't agree with same-sex marriage. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And it's right here. See that what they're not counting on you doing, number one, is reading the document. Number two, end marriage equality, false. You're going to go, oh, that's false then. It's false. It's false. Open it up. It's starting to click. Two, if you actually go into the document and read the motherfucker, you will see, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. Complete ban on abortions without exceptions, false. Calls for the government to comply with laws that prevent federal funding of abortion. How can you get them if they're not funded? It also calls for federal supporters for alternatives to abortion, including adoption. They want you to be a fucking incubator. They want you to be an incubator. They won't fund abortion, so you can't get it. And there's support for alternatives, such as being an incubator. Oh, you should definitely read the abortion thing, by the way. It's a hoot. Ban contraceptives. False. It says nothing about banning or restricting contraception. Well, there's things in there mentioned about contraception. Don't ask me the page number, but it's in there. Ban IVF. False. It is not mentioned anywhere. There's something involving a situation. I don't think they put the word. I think they're getting around a lot of this because of the terminology they're using. The words IVF, I don't remember if they're mentioned as the words IVF, but the concept is in there. And I think that's how they're getting around a lot of this shit, because they don't expect you to read it. Good night, Hazola. Oh, so help me God. So I remember this passage so fucking clearly, because it is abhorrent what it says in this document. Condemn single mothers while promoting only tradition. I am so close to spending the next 3 days putting together shit, slamming this entire bullshit on here. Condemn single mothers while promoting traditional families only. False. Bullshit. Read the document. Bullshit. So much bullshit. Okay. It suggests that a future secretary replace the policies of the Biden administration that promote the LGBTQ agenda, subsidize single motherhood, de-insensitize work, and penalize marriage, with policies that instead encourage marriage. Oh, you got to read that portion. You got to read that portion. It essentially says, by the way, if you're in an abusive relationship, you should work it out. Children need a mother and a father. Go ahead, it's in there. Work, motherhood, fatherhood, and nuclear families. The thing about nuclear families in this document is wild. It is wild. It keeps putting on about there has to be a man in the family. There has to be a man in the family. There has to be a man in the family. That the only way that families will work is if there's a man in the family, and he has to be married. He has to be a married man, because a woman who lives with a boyfriend is not good enough. That is not good enough. They want to outlaw pornography. So this one's great. End free and discounted school lunch programs falls. It condemns the Biden administration's decision to threaten schools that do not comply with radical transgender policies by taking away their funding for school meals for needy students. Additionally, it supports prioritizing school meal programs for those students who are truly needy by reforming or eliminating the often misused community eligibility program, which creates an entitlement for many students regardless of family income levels. Entitlement to eat. Entitlement to eat. By the way, you need to read that section. That's not entirely what it says. Use public taxpayer money for private religious schools. True. Public taxpayer money for private religious schools. True. Americans are able to use taxpayer money to choose where they shop for groceries, attain housing, and obtain higher education. Religious schools outperform public schools, and families should have the choice to send their children to these schools. Do I think that if you want to send your child to a religious school, that's on you? I'm not funding it. You don't get to take my taxpayer money and just give it to religious schools. They're trying to actually get rid of public schools and put them all in religious schools. You ready? You ready? You ready? Shut down the Department of Education. True. True. On their own website. Shut down the Department of Education. True. It calls for the end of the Department of Education. Since the department was created, educational outcomes have not improved, and the American school system has increasingly fallen behind other countries. Giving more control back to state and local governments and expanding school choice to those religious schools would improve education outcomes for all Americans, especially underprivileged communities. Some functions of the Department of Education would be moved to other departments, including labor, justice, and commerce. Why is labor, justice, and commerce going to decide what happens in the Department of Education, or that what the Department of Education should be doing? That is no longer going to exist, by the way. They want to get rid of the Department of Education. They also want to get rid of PBS. PBS has an agenda. That's also in there. That PBS has an agenda. PBS has an agenda. It's in there. Trust me. The terminology in this is so fucking laughable. Mass deportation of illegal immigrants, true. They've also talked about going into naturalized citizens, but they're not going to mention that here. By the way, our border crisis, and that's the border crisis, they actually tried to put through a law that the Republicans decided to not put through. But anyway, our border numbers are actually down. Deregulate big business and oil industry, mostly true. Increase Arctic drilling, true. You need to read the whole thing. Like, I am about to go through here again, get it all out of here again, but it's going to be pointless because in 5 days is going to be the fucking election. So what's the fucking point? I guess if he wins, I guess what? It's to educate what the fuck's going to happen. There's no point. Nobody is going to listen at this point. Closing wasteful and corrupt bureaus and offices. Dismantling the government. It literally says, de-weaponize the federal government and dismantle the deep state. Eliminating woke propaganda at every level of government. By the way, woke. I cannot even believe that would be in an actual professional document. Returning governing power to the Congress and president instead of unelected bureaucrats. Make sure that he is almighty and all-knowing. Termination of the Constitution, false. Bringing the administrative state more firmly under the control of the president. Again, are you catching what I'm laying down? It keeps going to giving the president basically unchecked power. Unchecked power. This literally turned in on itself in a fucking paragraph. Gut democratic checks and balances on presidential power. False. Project 2025 aims to protect democracy by restoring traditional checks and balances between the president, Congress, and the courts. We advocate making the administrative state more accountable by restoring the president's control over bureaucrats in the executive branch. 3 of these are talking about presidential power, presidential power, presidential power. Fuck checks and balances. Fuck Congress, Senate, and House. Literally, this is screaming for a dictatorship. Yes, it is screaming for a dictatorship. Ban books and curriculum about slavery. False. Really? Go to Florida. Go to Florida right now because of their fucking book ban. It does not advocate for banning books or curriculum about slavery. Go read it. Go read it. It may not have the word exactly ban, but it talks about defunding, taking out of, not buying books that are even so much as written by Black authors. Go to Florida. Go research the Florida book ban. If you think that I am full of shit, go look at the Florida book ban. Continue to pack the Supreme Court and lower courts with right-wing judges. False. The only people calling for packing the judiciary are those on the left who do it every time Supreme Court or lower court makes decisions they don't like. This is not even professionally written. This is written by hormonal teenagers. Oh my God. And DEI protections in the government. True. Advocates for the end of divisive, race-based, anti-American propaganda like the DEI in federal workforce. Promote and expedite capital punishment. True. The appropriateness of capital punishment divides Americans and conservatives. You just literally said that you weren't American if you're conservatives separately. Anyway, of goodwill. Project 2025's mandate for leadership calls for the enforcement of federal death penalty where appropriate and applicable, and recommends a future presidential administration pursue the death penalty for the most heinous crimes, including those involving violence and the sexual abuse of children, unless Congress says otherwise through legislation. You got that too, Americans and conservatives? I love that. That divides Americans and conservatives. That was a very weirdly worded statement. Well, that's, North America, South America, we're the United States type deal. Conservatives is Republicans. They literally just said Americans and conservatives. So then by definition, if you are saying Americans and conservatives, are you then saying that conservatives aren't American? Because it says Americans and conservatives. And conservatives. Americans and conservatives, which would then lead you to believe that conservatives aren't American. This whole document is very, very poorly worded. I'm not even kidding, just the preamble to this manifesto is insane. The preamble alone made my brain hurt. Hold on. Let's see if we can just get right. Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Section 1, taking the reins of government. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. Section 2, the common defense. Oh, you don't even want to know what they want to do to social media. Section 3, the general welfare. Oh, yeah. I believe it's section 14 that has some good stuff in it. Section 4, the economy. Section 5 is independent regulatory agencies. And then the afterword. Hold on. So, hold on. I want to say it's the Department of Human Services. Hold on. This was so wild. Hold on. Okay. Page 450. Hold on. Radical actors inside and outside the government are promoting harmful identity politics that replaces biological sex with subjective notions of gender identity and bases a person's worth on his or her race, sex, or other identities. This destructive dogma, under the guise of equity, under the guise of being equal, threatens America's fundamental liberties as well as the health and well-being of children and adults alike. The next secretary must ensure that the Health and Human Services programs protect children's minds and bodies, and that they respect the parents' basic right to direct the upbringing, education, and care of their children. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Page 451. Goal 3, promoting stable and flourishing married families. This one, I think this is the one that just killed me. Families comprised of a married mother, father, and their children. See, they don't say same sex, blah, blah, blah. Watch how they get around this. Families comprised of a married mother, father, and their children are the foundation of a well-ordered nation and a healthy society. Unfortunately, family policies and programs under President Biden's HHS are fraught with agenda items focusing on LGBTQ plus equity. That is in quotations, by the way. Subsidizing single motherhood. Did you not hear them say? They did not say any of this in here. Desensitizing work and penalizing marriage. They literally said they did not say any of those exact words, and here they are. These policies should be repealed and replaced by policies that support the formation of stable married nuclear families. Working fathers are essential to the well-being and development of their children, but the United States is experiencing a crisis of fatherlessness that is ruining our children's futures. In the overwhelming number of cases, fathers insulate children from physical and sexual abuse, financial difficulty or poverty, incarceration, teen pregnancy, and poor educational outcomes, high school failure, and a host of behavioral and psychological problems. By contrast, homes with non-related boyfriends present are among the most dangerous place for a child to be. They should prioritize married father engagement in messaging health and welfare politics. In the context of current and emerging reproductive technologies, its policies should never place the desires of adults over the rights of children to be raised by biological fathers and mothers who conceived them. In cases involving biological parents who are found by a court to be unfit because of abuse or neglect, the process of adoption should be speedy, certain, and supported generously through Health and Human Services. But they didn't say any of that. They said that they didn't say any of that. I just read it to you on page 451. You are driving me bonkers. Come on. Go get your damn drink and don't try to come back. But they just said they didn't say any of that. We never said any of that. I just read it to you word for word. Page 441, 451. I did make it past 12. Yay! They just said they didn't say any of that. The fuck did I just read then? It's on page 451. All right, now we go into, hold on. I'm trying to find a specific thing in here, so give me a second. I'm looking specifically for one thing. Just give me a second. I don't know where it was in here. Hold on. Okay, so they talked about the fact that they weren't against abortion, right? Talked about the fact that they weren't going to like get rid of abortion or whatever. Page 471. Prohibit abortion travel funding. Providing funding for abortions increases the number of abortions and violates the conscience and religious freedom of rights of Americans who object to subsidizing of taking a life. The Hyde Amendment has long prohibited the use of HH funds for elective abortions, but in August 2022, Biden executive order pressed the HH secretary to use his authority under Section 1115 demonstrations to waive certain provisions of the law in order to use taxpayer funds to achieve the administration's goal of helping women travel out of state to obtain abortions. Moreover, the Department of Justice of Legal Counsel issued a politicized legal opinion declaring for the first time in the history of Hyde that this action did not violate the Hyde Amendment and that the Hyde applies only to the performance of the abortion itself in a violation of plainly broad language the Congress used. Two of the first actions of a pro-life administration should be for HHS to withdraw the Medicaid guidance and any Section 1115 issued thereunder, and to withdraw and disavow its interpretation of the Hyde Amendment. Prohibit Planned Parenthood from receiving Medicaid funds. During the 2021 reporting period, they performed more than 383,000 abortions. They also give contraceptives. They also give health care to women, but they failed to do that. Hold on. Oh, good Lord. Hold on. Issue guidance re-emphasizing that states are free to defund Planned Parenthood. Let's see. There we go. Withdraw Medicaid funds for states that require abortion insurance or that discriminate in violation of the Weldon Amendment. The Weldon Amendment declares that no HHS funding may go to a state or local government that discriminates against pro-life entities or insurers. The blatant violation of this law, 7 states require abortion coverage and private health insurance plans, and HHS continues to fund those states. Under President Trump, disallowed $200 million in Medicaid funding from California because of the state's flouting of the law, but Biden administration restored it. It should withdraw appropriated funding up to and including 10% of Medicaid funds from states that require abortion insurance coverage. So if they back abortion, they get screwed. They get screwed. It should commit to litigating the defense of those funding decisions promptly to the Supreme Court in order to maximize the ability to withdraw funds from entities that violate the Weldon Agreement. I'm trying to find the thing about fucking SNAP. Just give me a second. Oh, hold on. There's a whole section about gender. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Leia Rose, I'm going to knock your little nose off your head. Come on. Get in here. Not you. There's a whole section. A whole section. Oh, that's food stamps. Radical redefinition of sex. This is page 475. On August 4, 2022, they published a proposed rule entitled Non-Discrimination in Health Programs and Activities. This rule addresses non-discrimination. I love this. They want to get rid of non-discrimination. They want to be able to discriminate. They want to get rid of non-discrimination. Non-discrimination provisions of the Affordable Care Act, known as Section 1557, which is enforced by the Office for Civil Rights and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Section 1557 prohibited... They want to get rid of this. Prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, national origin, age, disability, and sex as covered by health programs and activities. Under proposed rule, sex is redefined. Discrimination on the basis of sex includes, but is not limited to, discrimination on the basis of sex stereotypes, sex characteristics, including intersex traits. Something that intersex, by the way, is something you're born with. You're born with. Pregnancy or related conditions, sexual orientation, and gender identity. In other words, the department proposes to interpret Section 1557 as if it created special privileges for new classes of people, defined in ways that are highly ideological and unscientific. The redefinition of sex to cover gender identity and sexual orientation, and pregnancy to cover abortion, should be reversed in all HHS and CMS programs, as well done by the Trump administration. This includes the Children's Health Insurance Program. Low-income families who rely should not be coerced, pressured, or otherwise encouraged to embrace this ideologically motivated sexualization of their children. However, while the Biden administration Section 1557 regulation should be altered and corrected, the lactation room requirements added in the regulation should either be consistently included in any upcoming 1557 rulemaking or be proposed in a new individual rule. Okay, here it is. Hold on. So starting around page 476, it starts to go to hell in a handbasket a little bit. So they're talking about, for instance, the temporary assistance for needy families. I love this. Additionally, the priorities are not implemented in an equally weighted way. Marriage, healthy family formation, and delaying sex to prevent pregnancy are virtually ignored in the terms of priorities. Yet these goals can reverse the cycle of poverty in meaningful ways. They should require explicit measurement of these goals. So if you are a teen parent or a single mother, you should not be weighed like a married family should. But they didn't say that anywhere, right? They never said that. They never said that. According to them, they never said that. That's what this says, literally. They want to get rid of basically telling your kids. They want to preach abstinence, essentially. Let's see. Adoption reform. This is a fun one. There are roughly 400,000 children across the nation waiting on the waiting list for foster care and 100,000 awaiting adoptive families, and the opiate fentanyl crisis is putting more at risk every day. Unfortunately, many of the faith-based adoption agencies that serve these children are under threat from lawsuits, or else their licenses and contracts have been halted because they cannot in good conscience place every children in a household due to their religious belief that a child should have a married mother and a father. Through ACF and Assistant Secretary for Financial Resources, they should repeal unnecessary regulation that imposes non-statutory sexual orientation and gender identity non-discrimination conditions on agency grants and return the policy of maximizing the options for placing vulnerable children in their forever homes. They should also survey their programs to consider whether additional waivers, grant conditions, waivers are needed for faith-based agencies. Additionally, they should pass the Child Welfare Provider Inclusion Act to ensure that the providers and organizations cannot be subjected to discrimination to discriminate. Cannot be subjected to discrimination for providing adoption and foster care services based on their beliefs about marriage. They can't be discriminated against so that they can discriminate against you. Not even kidding. So what they're saying is there's a bunch of kids running in foster care, and you should have the right to say no based off of whether you think that they're religiously able or whether or not they're married or whether or not they're married to your specifications. Oh, you want to this one? This one's lovely. Page 478. Office of Child Support Reinforcement. Here's child support for y'all. Ready for child support? Here you go. Congress established aid families with dependent children in 1935 to assist single-parent families who are suffering financially from the loss of a breadwinning husband and father. Within 2 decades, however, the majority of families receiving aid were dependent because of the paternal abandonment rather than death. Today, nearly a third of America's children live without a father present in the home, and a fourth of them are enrolled to receive child support. The glaring issue in child support reinforcement today is that a non-resident father's ability to provide for consistent child support payments. The literature reflects this divide as fathers who have been called deadbeat dads, dead broke dads, and disconnected dads, these are all in quotations, who do not commit to the mother and child. Child support in the United States should strengthen marriage as the norm, restore broken homes, and encourage unmarried couples to commit to marriage. You're in a bad marriage? Fuck you. Stay in it anyway. Hold on. Healthy Marriage and Relationship Education Program. They want a whole thing to repair broken relationships. Allow child welfare funding to be used for marriage and relationship education. Children are far more likely to experience abuse when they are raised outside of their married parent family. Title II of the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act provides grants to communities for the purpose of preventing child abuse and neglect, one of the stated purposes for which the grants can be used for efforts to increase family stability. However, they could change the law to make it clear that the Title II funding can be used for healthy marriage and relationship education. Funding provided under Title 4B of the Social Security Act, which provides grants to states for foster care and adoption services, can also be used for promoting healthy marriage. States should consider using some of their Title B funding to promote healthy marriage and relationship education for families at risk of having their children placed in foster care. I can't with this whole section. Protect faith-based grant recipients from religious liberty violations that maintain a biblically based social science reinforced definition of marriage and family. Social science reports that assess the objective outcomes for children raised in homes aside from a heterosexual. They never said any of this, by the way. Remember, they didn't say any of this. because they never said the word same sex. Here we go. Social science reports that assess the objective outcomes for children raised in homes aside from a heterosexual intact marriage are clear. All other family forms involve higher risks of instability. The average length of same sex, is half of heterosexual marriages. You do realize that the same sex marriage has only been legal since 2015, which means they only have 7 years to have figured that out. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go. Financial stress or poverty and poor behavioral, psychological, or educational outcomes. If you are not in a heterosexual married family, you will have a higher poverty, poor behavioral, psychological, or educational outcome if you do not have a married mother and father. For the sake of the child well-being, programs should affirm that the children require and deserve both the loving and nurturing of a mother and the play and protection of a father. Despite recent congressional bills like the Respect for Marriage Act that define marriage to a union between any two individuals, HMRE program grants would be available to faith-based recipients who affirm that marriage is between not just two adults, but one man and one unrelated woman. The fact that they had to put unrelated in there is flooring to me, but it's in there. Healthy Marriage and Responsible Fatherhood Program. This program is located within the ACF Office of Family Assistance. Its goal, like that of the HMRE program, is to provide marriage and parenting guidelines for low-income fathers. This includes fatherhood and marriage training, curriculum, and subsequent research. Implement a pro-fatherhood messaging campaign. With nearly 41% of children born without a married... You ready? With nearly 41% of children born without a married father in the home and nearly 69% among Black Americans, the fatherhood program is clear. Similar to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' 2022 fatherhood bill, there's that lovely Florida again, the one that bans books. HMRF funds should be support national messaging campaigns that affirm the role fathers play in the lives of their children and recognize the financial hardships for fathers that fathers themselves face, and that seek to provide a relationship education for fathers who were raised without a father in their home. Grant allocations should protect and prioritize faith-based programs that incorporate local churches and mentorship programs for the increased social capital through the multi-layered community support, including, for example, job training and social events. They should affirm and teach fathers based on a biological and sociological understanding of what it means to be a father, not a gender-neutral parent, from social science, psychology, and personal testimonies. Allocate funding to strategy programs promoting father involvement or terminate parental rights quickly. ACYF is currently considering different programs to encourage parents, especially fathers, to engage with their children in foster care. While these program ideas and initiatives are still in their early planning stages, because he has a concept of a plan, promoting responsible the parenthood to reintegrate children or at least keep a consistent male figure. That's all they care about. Or at least keep a consistent male figure in the minor's life is crucial. At the same time, in cases where the father or mother does not make a sincere or serious effort to be involved in the child's upbringing, termination of parent rights in foster care should be swift. Office of Head Start. Get rid of it. Eliminate the Head Start program. Head Start, originally established, this is on page 482, originally established and funded to support low-income families, is fraught with scandal and abuse. With a budget of more than $11 billion, the program should function and protect to educate minors. Sadly, it has done the opposite. In fact, approximately 1 in 4 grant recipients had incidents in which children were abused, left unsupervised, or released to an unauthorized person between October of 2015 and May 2020. Research has demonstrated that the federal Head Start centers, which provide preschool care to children from low-income families, have little or no long-term academic value for children. Given its unaddressed crisis for rampant abuse and lack of positive outcomes, this program should be eliminated along with the entire OHS. At the very least, the program's COVID-19 vaccine and max requirement should be rescinded. No kids get preschool if you're low income. Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Readdress the national strategy to support family caregivers. While in theory, the strategy, I can't, y'all. Well, in theory, the strategy aims to support family members with duties to care for older family members. The plan is overly focused on racial and LGBTQ equity. The strategy should be examined to establish the efficient plan to support caregivers and their families and should be a review of the COVID-19 policies. Here's one about contraception that they never said. Restore Trump religious and moral exceptions to the contraceptive mandate, a CMS rule. They should rescind, if finalized, the regularization of the coverage of certain preventative services under the Affordable Care Act, proposed jointly by the HHS, Treasury, and Labor. This rule proposes to amend Trump-era final rules regarding the religious and moral exemptions from the accommodations for coverage of certain preventative services, such as contraception. And appears that the proposed rule would change the existing regulations for religious and moral exemptions from the ACA contraception mandate. There is no need for further rulemaking that curtails the existing exemptions or recommendations. This one made my brain hurt. Eliminate men's preventative services from the women's preventative services mandate. In December 2021, HRSA updated its women's preventative services to include the male condoms after claiming for years it had no authority to do so because Congress explicitly limited the mandate to women's preventative care and screenings. HRSA should not incorporate exclusively male contraceptive methods into guidelines that specifically only encompass women's services. Male condoms shouldn't be considered? Eliminate the week after pill from contraceptives mandate. Page 485, withdraw Ryan White guidance allowing funds to pay for cross-sex transition support. HRSA should withdraw all guidance encouraging Ryan White HIV/AIDS program service providers to provide controversial gender transition procedures or gender-affirming care, which irreversibly physically and mental harm to those who receive them. Prioritize funding for home-based childcare, not universal daycare. The early childhood health page outlines currently only about half the U.S. preschoolers are on track with their development and ready for school. Because you want to get rid of Head Start, genius. Anyway. And more than 1 in 4 children who experience abuse or neglect are under 3 years old. Concurrently, children who spend significant time in daycare experience higher rates of anxiety, depression, and neglect, as well as poor educational and development outcomes. Instead of providing universal daycare, funding should go to parents to either offset the cost of staying home with the child or pay for familial in-home childcare. Okay. The life agenda. The office of the Secretary should eliminate the HHS Reproductive Healthcare Access Task Force and reinstall or install a pro-life task force to ensure that all departments divisions seek to use their authority to promote the life and health of women and their unborn children. In addition, it should return to being known as the Department of Life by explicitly rejecting the notion that abortion is healthcare and by restoring its mission statement under the strategic plan and elsewhere to include furthering the health and well-being of Americans from conception to natural death. The next administration should create a dedicated special representative for domestic health, women's health. In the Trump administration, there was a special representation for global women's health that focused on the international issues, but this position lacked authority to lead on an international policies because of overlapping issues with the U.S. Department of State, and at times a lack of clarity to the end of point of contact and policy decisions at the White House. A special new representative would serve as a lead in all matters of federal domestic policy development related to life and family, with the support from the DPC for implementation and coordination among services, the agencies, the post-Dobbs era. Advancing support from others will include coordination among agencies outside, would provide a clear focal point for all issues relating to protecting life and serving families. The family agenda. The Secretary's anti-discrimination policy statements should never conflate sex with gender identity or sexual orientation. Rather, the Secretary should proudly state that women and men are biological realities and are crucial to the advancement of life sciences and medical care, that married men and women are the ideal natural family structures because all children have the right to be raised by men and women who conceive them. I'm still trying to find the one fucking thing for. I can't find the one. God damn it. I'm scrolling through so fucking fast. I can't. Okay. There's a thing in here. I'm not even kidding. Page 462, titled Woke Policies. Under Francis Collins, the National Institute of Health became so, by the way, they want to get rid of the National Institute of Health, became so focused on Me Too movement that it refused to sponsor scientific conferences unless there was a certain number of women panelists, which violates federal civil rights law against sex discrimination. This quota practice should be ended, and the NIH Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, which pushes back on lawful actions, should be abolished. NIH has been to the forefront of pushing junk gender science. Instead, it should fund studies into short-term and long-term negative effects of cross-sex interventions, including affirmation, and long-term negative effects of cross-sex interventions, including affirmation, puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones and surgeries, and the likelihood of dissonance if people are given out counseling that does not include medical or social intervention. I'm trying to find the one section and I can't find it. Hold on. I probably had to do in that one section and I just skipped over it. It may be in a different part. It may be in a different portion though. Is it in here? Because there was a really good portion in here. I'm wondering if it's in... It might be in economic portion. Let me go back. Oh, can I not get out of here? Crap. It won't let me get out of here. Do I have to go all the way back to the beginning? Yes. Really? Fucking hell. There's a whole thing about fucking food stamps, too. No, they want to get rid of their... women aren't allowed to be equal. But they didn't say any of that. Don't forget, they didn't say any of that. I'm going to go back down to that whole little fact-checky thing down here because that was wild. How am I going to find that? Get the facts. All right. The legal recognition of same-sex marriage is not discussed in here. Okay. I didn't just read a bunch of that? Okay, cool. This one is my favorite, though. Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families. False. How many times did you hear the word traditional family in the shit that I just read? That one alone deserves a fucking video. Do women want to be deployed? Some might. Why? There's lots of women who want to be deployed. Recognition isn't a word. Why did you just write it out then if it's not a word? What do you mean it's not a word? Recognition. Well, it's in the Oxford English Dictionary. Oh, sorry, recognition. Yep, it's right here. It's in the dictionary. I'm looking at recognition. It's right here. It's in the dictionary. Good night, Audra. What does the noun recognition that isn't a word? Recognition is not a word. What does the noun recognition mean? See meaning and use. What? That's not even a word. Yeah, you're right. That's not a fucking word. What the hell are you trying to say? Recognition? First of all, while I'm flying through that, I may have mispronounced a few things. Very possible, because I was reading way faster than most people can fucking read. So yeah, if I mispronounced a couple things, it's a possibility. And you're talking about recognition? Recognition is also a word. Recognition is also a word. Would you like me to show you that one as well? Recognition is a word, and so is recognition. Are you okay? You mean it's not a word? Recognition, the act or act of identifying a person or thing from previous encounter or knowledge. The mental process of identifying something that has, it's a word. Either way, they're both the word. You just said they're not a word. I don't care if you misspelled it. Yes, you did misspell it, by the way. It's REC. That's fine. But you just tried telling me that both of those are not a word. They are both a word. I don't care if you misspelled it. That's fine. But don't tell me that a word isn't a fucking word when it's a word. They're both words. Recognition and recognition are both words. If you're going to correct me, at least be accurate, please. And in everything I just read you for the past half an hour, all of that went, and you centered on telling me a word that is a word isn't a word. That's what I'm supposed to understand from all this? I just read you, I don't know, 40 pages worth of shit. And you centered on that word isn't a word, it is a word. Well, I meant this word. That word is also a word. That just made my fucking brain hurt. I don't think you're hearing what I'm reading, because you literally, I've read for 20 some minutes, probably. I don't know. I didn't look at the clock. I have no idea how long I read. Pages and pages of shit. And instead of realizing that there's a problem within the text that I am reading, you focus on telling me that a word that is absolutely a word is not a word. And then when I say that is a word, you come back with a different word. Tell me that word is not a word, to which then I tell you that that word is also a word. I don't think you're hearing what I'm reading. Because if you did, you would have heard all the problems that I was reading. And you wouldn't try telling me the two words that absolutely exist don't exist. Well, that's the funny thing. I pulled it up in the dictionary because they have a website. I wasn't reading things. I was busy reading my shit. Well, she was busy, obviously, not comprehending it. Who wrote the text? The Heritage Foundation. Who endorsed it? The Republican Party. 400 people wrote that or had a hand in it. The Heritage Foundation. You can absolutely read this shit yourself if you think that it's inaccurate in any way, shape, or form. This is an actual bona fide document. It is brought together by over 100 respected organizations from across the conservative movement to take down the deep state and return the government to its people. It is a product of more than 400 scholars and policy experts from around the country. And while he says he has no fucking clue, there is clips of him endorsing said Heritage Foundation. Another person that supports the Heritage Foundation is the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Just so you know. Oh, that wasn't someone saying Americans and conservatives. To me, it would have made more sense to say consecutive leaning Americans. Sorry, conservative leaning Americans. It would have made a lot more sense to be conservative leaning Americans and not Americans and conservatives. By and large, that's not even correct way to say it. So it's not a plan from Trump. Trump didn't write it. Trump is not. This isn't intelligently written either, but he's not even this intelligent. Oh, there's a playbook. There's a playbook. Oh, no. I want the playbook. Oh, it won't tell you the play. It's a plan for the first 6 months of office. And I can't access it. But there's a playbook. The time is short and conservatives need a plan. The project will create a playbook of actions to be taken in the first 180 days of the new administration to bring quick relief to Americans suffering from the left's devastating policies of equality. Project 2025, by and large, is for heterosexual Christian white residents. They do not care and are trying to take care of and get rid of anything that involves pro people of color, pro LGBTQ, or to not allow religious freedom, which, by the way, is a First Amendment right, but whatever. Yeah, it's for heterosexual Christian white men. Let's be exactly real here, because if you happen to be a single mother, you're junk. If you are a single mother, you are worth shit. So yeah, let's call a spade of exactly what it is. It's for heterosexual Christian white men. Yeah, no sneak peek. We don't get to see the playbook. I bet you if we got to see the playbook, people would be a hell of a lot more concerned. But they're not allowing that. Please read our recently published book, Mandate for Leadership, The Consecutive Promise. Mandate for Leadership, Project 2025. It's 900 and some odd pages. And I just read you like 50 of them. Yes, that would be even better. That's even better. Yes, it is actually made by the Heritage Foundation. And what I read from you was from the book, from the actual book. And because it is based towards conservatives, it is a basis for the Republican elector. So Trump didn't have to write it. He didn't have to back it. It's basically written for him to then put into place. So it was actually unveiled in April of 2023, which I've been talking about it all of this year. Also, if I remember correctly, now this take this with a grain of salt, because I remember talking about this, but I could be wrong. Heritage Foundation is actually a backed religious organization that technically cannot put its hands into politics, if I remember correctly, which I could be wrong. I know nothing of Project 2025, Trump says. I have no idea who's behind it. There is literally a video of him standing in front of the Heritage Foundation banner, talking about what a great society it is. Oh yeah, and I love this one. They label the FBI a bloated, arrogant, increasingly lawless organization. Right. And it proposes to eliminate a long list of terms from all laws and federal regulations, including sexual orientation, gender equality, abortion, and reproductive rights are not allowed to be put into laws. If there is a law that has those words, they are not allowed to be even brought to the table if it has those words in it. I don't know what they are doing out there. Okay, I gotta go check. You get in here. Get in there. Go. No. No. Absolutely not. Okay. Yeah, me neither. Look, I tried to give him a fair shake in 2016. I was like, I didn't vote for him, but I was like, we'll see how it goes. And within the first, what was it, first day, maybe 3, He scrubbed everything LGBTQ off that fucking White House website. Like, it was like, I don't know, within the first 3 days. Oh, they can have warrantless surveillance too, by the way. Exploiting the executive branch vast and unprecedented powers to spy on Americans' lives with warrantless surveillance of our data. You know, they wanted to get rid of TikTok because, you know, they were spying on us, but hey. Oh, yeah, don't forget about that. You're basically not allowed to protest either. Your academic discussions of race, gender, systematic oppression, and violation of the First Amendment, and promising to cut federal funding for schools with curricula that touch on these subjects. So if your school talks about race, I guess you can't talk about the race riots in the 60s or slavery, gender or systematic oppression, again, 60s, or, you know, slavery. They can take the funding from the school. Trans rights are fucking gone. $140 people who worked on Project 2025 previously worked in the Trump administration. Heritage Foundation president also previously worked on President Trump's transition team in 2016 and has described his organization's role as institutionalizing Trumpism. Roberts was also one of the principal advocates for overturning the 2020 election to keep Donald Trump in office after he lost the election. Heritage Foundation executive Mike Howell recently called the 2024 election illegitimate before it even began, claiming without evidence that any result other than a Trump victory would be the result of fraud. By the way, did you guys see all the ballot boxes that have been burned that they caught a bunch of Republicans in? Or my personal favorite, was it in Florida yet again? I'm not really sure. Of a teenager wielding a machete who attacked some Democratic voters. And they are going to get their butts in the house pretty freaking quick. Because they're out there barking. My neighbor dog's barking, so they're barking. Well, if you get caught burning a ballot box, number one, that's election fraud. Number two, that's if you do it in the somebody also burnt a mailbox, burnt a like a community mailbox. That's actually postal fraud. Some Republicans stole 2 ballots so he could put in an extra ballot. But yeah, we're the ones doing shit with we're the ones doing the Democrats are the ones trying to rig the election, right? Yeah, it's a felony. These dogs are driving me fucking crazy. Let me go get them in the house. They all ran out the door and now they're out there fucking barking and squalling. You stay in here. You're my problem. Come on, let's get in the house. Let's go. Sadie, come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. Kira, come on. Kira! Kira! Come on. Good job. Where's Pepper? Pepper? There she is. All right. Would you, for the love of Christ, knock it off? For the love of God. So yeah. I hope anybody that rewatches this actually fucking listen to anything that I read. Probably not, but that's okay. Hi, Peppy. It's the pepperooners. She's a pepperooner. She's a pepperoni girl. She's a pepperoni girl. Should mommy go to the gym? It's pretty cold out. Mommy could go and tan. Mommy could go and tan. Oh yeah, it's cold out. It'd be nice. We do some chest work. Break my shoulder. Go tan. Ooh, does tan sound good? Tan sounds good. Yeah, I got some new tanning shit that I haven't got to use yet. Oh yeah, probably because anything within intelligence would be too much. They probably tuned the fuck out when I started pulling out Project 2025. What? Puppies are awful. What are you talking about? Dude, when I got goats, in order to get goat milk, you have to have like a pregnant goat. Goats, if they reject their kids, you have to feed them every 4 hours, bottle fed. You have to keep them in your house or in your garage or wherever, and you have to bottle feed them every 4 hours if they reject from their parents. I ain't even about that, dude. So I was like, nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. They all look like your pit, and none look like your beagle. Oh, I will know. My boys are all fixed. And Scully can't have kids. Like Scully can't, she just don't have kids. Lilith, the one with the horns, she's had 2 sets of twins before I got her. We've never had goat babies here. Lilith had 2 sets of twins before we got her. She's able to have babies, but all my boys are fixed. My pigs are fixed. My pigs can't have babies. I'm gonna squish your head. You give me cute aggression. You give me cute aggression. I want to pop your head off and eat it. I do, because you're so damn cute. Easy peppers. She did pepperoonies. Because she's the cutest aggression doggy. She's so cute. She's so cute. She's so cute. Yeah. Baby dogs, if the cats, baby whatever, man, if they get rejected by their parent, it's all on you. The pigs came fixed. I kind of wanted piglets. I got boys, and I kind of wanted piglets, but the girls came fixed. So I knew I didn't want to get into like goat rearing, so I had the boys fixed, but the day I picked them up, one of them actually didn't survive it. The stress of the castration and being moved in a trailer for 3 hours, he actually didn't survive it. It was sad because it's a lot of stress on the body when they do the castration. It's a banding, and all the other ones are fine, but just the one, it did not handle it. And that was years ago. I think I got my goats like 5 years ago. Eat the butters. Eat the butter man. Eat the butter man. Eat the butter man. Yeah. My boys are fixed, and most of my girls. Kira, by the time we got her, she weighed like 75 pounds, and she was like, I don't know, like 7 months old, which isn't too old, but would have cost a small fortune to fix her. And she came to us. I don't even know if she's fixed. Actually, I don't know. I don't think so, but because the person I got them from keeps breeding their damn dogs, they just had a whole nother litter. So more than likely, she's probably not fixed. Nikki's fixed. Nikki's fixed. Yoda's fixed. Leia's fixed. Pepper's not. I had to choose between Pepper and Buddy, and Buddy got fixed because Buddy was more important to get fixed. Riley and Sydney aren't. But so Riley, Sydney, and Pepper aren't. I'm kind of like, I kind of want to get Pepper fixed, but then like I hear these horror stories. I've seen so many horror stories at this point of dogs that aren't puppies. Like, cause like Pepper, she's like a year and a half old, which isn't, again, it's not too old, but I keep reading these fucking horror stories of people that take their dogs in for like to get fixed and they end up dying on the table. And like that terrifies me. So hey, be lucky you showed up now. For the last hour, I've been reading Project 2025. Yeah, the only ones that can have puppies right now is Kira, Riley, Sydney, and Pepper. Which Pepper's never gotten out. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Where's wood? Here's some wood. Pepper's never gotten out. Sydney jumped the fence a couple times, didn't go very far. And again, I don't live by a bunch of people. Kira's gotten out a couple times, basically to wander back to her old house. She did that like, no, 2 or 3 times. And then we fixed the fence, so she can't get out anymore. Riley is the one issue, because Riley, she gets out, but she doesn't go anywhere. She sits on the other side of the fence. She literally gets out, gets into the goat enclosure, and sits there. And every now and then she'll go outside the back of the fence and sit right here at the fence. She doesn't go anywhere. So, like, So, yeah, touch worried, not gonna lie, but we found where she's getting through the fence. Guess where she's getting through the fence? Where we just fixed. Which is where we fixed this spot in the fence 3 freaking times. So we fixed it again today. And she stayed in the yard. The problem is so the house is here and the fence is here. Okay, so there's like a gap, right? Obviously. And we've made it to where there's not a gap. And then there starts to be a gap. And then we fix it, and then there starts to be a gap, and then they start to fix it, and then we put a board there, and then she pushed through the board. So the problem is, it's this big. It's this big, and we're like, oh, they can't get through that, and they didn't forever. But she pushes and pushes and pushes until she squeezes and like guts herself in order to get out, because she's like headstrong. Like nobody can get out of it but her. Because she will squeeze herself. I told you guys the other day, she jumped up on my deck. She was running around the fucking yard, and I told her to come here. And instead of going up the ramp like a normal dog, she jumped through my deck fencing. My deck fencing is about this wide. You have no idea what it was like watching her literally shove herself through this much. Like, I'm not even, it's this big. I don't know how she did it. I have no idea how she is part ferret, because she just squishes herself into these tiny little predicaments. There was a spot, I'm not even kidding, in my fence. We could not figure out where she was getting out. She was pushing underneath the fence. It was this tall. She was squeezing herself out like a tube of toothpaste, because she's blue heeler, and that's what they do. She's a blue heeler beagle. That's what they do. They want to run. They want to run. They want to leave. They want to jump. Sydney can jump over my head. I'm not kidding and I'm not exaggerating. When she wants in the house, she jumps straight up the door. She passes the door window, and hits her head on the ceiling. That's how high that bitch jumps. And she's only what? That tall? She's not even that big of a dog. She's ridiculous. There is a dog out there barking its fucking head off. So I'm going to start doing more content for my memberships. So I was thinking about it, and so I have 4 tiers of memberships, and the first tier is essentially when I do the trauma lives, which I've fallen back on doing, but I'm going to try to start doing them more often. At least I want to try to at least do them twice a month, or even once a month, or whatever. I'm going to try, and when I do, I'll promote them. But anyway, so I have 3 other tiers of membership. So I got the little tiny tier, which basically gets you into the trauma lives. Okay, cool. So I have the early bird access. And then I have the a lot of the member stuff, and then some like 1 to 3 behind the scenes videos. And then the top tier has more behind the scene videos. So what I'm thinking of doing on top of behind the scenes videos, a few behind the scene videos, and no behind the scene videos, is I'm thinking of adding a few and obviously in order of how many there is, whether it's a lower tier, middle tier, higher tier. More people really like the farm videos. I feel like I should do extra farm videos. And then I want to start doing the communal tarot readings that are specific for members. So to add into the rest of the other content I'm already doing, because right now, my husband's like, well, you need to look for places you can go in Kentucky. I'm like, I can't afford to drive to the places in Kentucky. I've already been to anywhere in an hour radius. I said, everything I want to go do, we don't have the gas for. Like, I want to go to Mammoth Cave. Number one, I can't afford to drive 2.5 hours each direction. I can't afford to go in there. I can't afford anything. We are fucked right now. So if I can't go out and get like Kentucky content, I have animal content. Sure, I got animal content for days. I have tarot content. I have farm content. I don't keep the car very often. There's not a whole lot that I can do locally because I don't have the car that often. So I have to basically try to figure out what I can do to make sure that when people have memberships, they're getting enough content while essentially being, for the most part, housebound. So there's that. Yeah, that is a long drive. I would love to do it though. Yeah, I got a goat video that's going to be going up today or tomorrow that I did last night, and he called me in the middle of it, so that was frustrating. I'm not getting an email. I'm not getting any more anything. I have what I have until I don't have it anymore. I'm literally being eaten out of house and home at this point. We are so fucked for money right now. And like, if you divvy up what all the animals cost for the month and you put it into a weekly basis, it's like $95 a month to feed everything in this house. $95 a week. I'm sorry. It's $95 a week to feed the animals in this house. That's essentially my grocery bill for the week because we don't eat a lot of food here. So like the animals like are taking it's like $400 a month to feed the animals. So that's a lot of money. So I'm not once my stuff is gone, it's gone. When it comes to like the goats, the pigs, for sure. We have what we have. And then I told my husband if my cat ever passes, I'm getting another cat. I've always had cats. I was like, I'll get a cat. We only have a cat now. I don't the lizards and stuff, those are cheap. Lizards, the fish aren't cheap. The lizards are, they eat crickets. It's not getting their tanks up and going is the biggest cost, which they already are. So like the hermit crabs don't cost a lot to maintain. The lizards don't take a lot to maintain. The ferret, it's not bad. It's about the same as a cat. The dogs, obviously, now once, God forbid, ever Yoda passes, that's going to take a significant strain off because that's $120 a month just for her to eat. Just for her to eat. And then we have the other 8 dogs plus her that eat kibble because after she finishes her expensive food, she then eats a whole bowl of kibble on top of it. So she's a significant portion of the food bill. And then on top of that, we have to have her special shampoos and her different medications. And so Yoda in and of herself, in order to keep her here, is costing me an arm and a leg. But every day, every week, every month we have it, there's a blessing because in May, I didn't think she was going to make it to June. So, I mean, we've already gotten, 6 extra months by doing what we're doing. So it's costing us a fortune, and we have scaled back on everything. And if his shit doesn't fix by January, we're fucked. We're like legit fucked. November is a 5-week month, so bills, the way I have them spaced out, we're okay. December, I would be going through a significant portion of my savings, very significant portion, if not all of it. And come January, we'd be fucked. So his work has 8 weeks to get its shit together. I guess there's been more work on the plant and whatnot. So, and they're losing millions of dollars a day, not being fully functioning. So I know that they're working on getting up and running. It's just a matter of how quick can they get up and running. Because the minute that they're up and running, my husband goes back to 6 days and we are okay. We're not comfortable. We were comfortable. We're not going to be comfortable now, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay November. We'll be okay December. We will not be okay come January. So I am panicking, to put it quite literally. I'm like panicking. So Hurricane Helene fucked his run where he works. He used to drive through North Carolina, through Asheville, to get to South Carolina. Well, Asheville, as you know, was decimated. There is no I-40. There is no I-26. They do not know when it's going to be back. And so he can no longer go to South Carolina. So now he's being rerouted into Georgia. Georgia, we took a pay cut. So not only did we take a pay cut, which is doable but hard, they also only are running him 5 days a week instead of 6. That's the deal. That's the deal killer. So like the pay cut, it hurts. It's almost not plausible, but it's plausible. Pay cut plus losing a day, we're fucked. Like we are hard fucked. So as long as they get their shit together at some point in November or December, we'll be fine. We won't be fine. We'll be okay. We're not going to be great. We're not going to be comfortable. We're not going to be nothing, but we'll be okay. Right now, we are okay in November and we should be okay in December. But by being okay in December, we will not be okay in January. That's where we're at right now. So hopefully everything, I mean, the hurricane hit, what? When did the hurricane hit? September, October, early October, right? So everything is starting to kind of go back, getting fixed. When did it actually, I think it hit like the 7th or something. September 26th. So it's already been a month and a week. So no, it did not hit 2 weeks ago. It hit September 26th. It is November 2nd. That was like 5 weeks ago. And so I'm thinking that right now the biggest problem with where he works is the plant is fine. The plant is fine. They're having a hard time getting the people in South Carolina to work. So they've like bought buses, they're like shipping them in. And once they start getting everybody in and at work capacity, they can start having more loads. Then my husband can work 6 days a week. We're going to be stuck on this plan until whenever they open I-40 and I-26, and that could be God knows when. Like literally God knows when. The only other option is regional, which he's saying right now there isn't even a regional option. So I'm terrified. I am like not okay. So he keeps saying that everything's going to be fine and that they'll get it together in the next couple weeks. And I have to hold on to that because I will go crazy if I don't. I have to just think that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay because right now, if I don't think that, it's not going to go well. Like there's lots of times where like literally I was sitting there, what was it, yesterday? It was yesterday. We were watching a movie. And I just sat on the couch crying the whole time I was watching the movie. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. I have anxiety." Just sat on the couch crying, watching a movie. Because the shit was just playing in my head. I-26 is open from South Carolina to Asheville. And then you have to detour. Where's the detour? He has to go from Kentucky to South Carolina. So he takes I-40 and I-26. Good night. Good night. Originally when the hurricane hit, the very next day they said to go ahead and take 26, and they messaged him back in 20 minutes and said 26 is gone. He takes it coming in this way. So that's the biggest problem right now. Is he goes straight through Asheville. Like straight through Asheville. I looked on the map where it's all fucked, and that's where he goes. Like I looked at the route he takes, and that is the route he takes. So, and in order to reroute, it puts 2.5 hours out of the way, and no trucking company is going to pay for that. They're not going to pay an extra 2.5 hours of mileage. I mean, that's an extra 200 miles, probably. They're not going to pay that. Not to mention he wouldn't get home anyways, because that's an extra 5 hours on his day. He wouldn't even get home. So they have him rerouting into Georgia, which is a shorter run. The pay cut was hard enough, but the pay cut with only working 5 days is fucking disastrous. Yeah, he just, the map don't make a whole lot of sense to me. I looked it up and saw what it is, and the whole stretch that he needs to get through into South Carolina is gone. I know that they had said that there's some, and the lanes they have open on 26 are not supposed to be for commercial drivers. They're supposed to be basically local in, local out. Yeah. I was saying that right as you were typing it. So those lanes are basically local in, local out. Like, I'm super happy he has a job, but like, this is super fucking stressful. And like today I was like, I'm trying to think of anywhere that I could fucking go get a job. And he's like, no. He's like, you literally cannot work. Like, stop doing this. Every time something starts happening, I'm like, I got to go figure out something I can do. And he's like, you literally cannot work. Like, how many times do we have to go through this in 25 years? He's like, there is no point. You are not going to hold a job. You can't. There's a reason you're on disability. Stop trying to, do things you can't do, because all that happens is 3 months in, I fucking quit anyways. Because it gets to be too much. It gets to be too hard. My body can't take it. My mind can't take it. And he's like, you can't keep doing this. He's like, for him, it's like, it makes the situation worse. Because the whole time that I'm working, I'm not okay. Physically, mentally, the whole nine. But I try to push through it. I try to do it. I try to whatever. And it never fails. It's literally rinse and repeat every single time that I work. It literally starts a week and a half in, and by 3 months, I'm done. He says he can't deal with the stress of me working. Not to mention, then on top of that, the car is, it was so hard when we both worked, because every day that I worked, I had to get up, take him to work, come home. My sleep schedule was fucked. I was getting 3 hours of sleep maybe. And at one point, I was like not even going to be getting sleep. Like, for real. I have to get up, take him, come home, go to work, come home, pick him up. It was like, and he doesn't work very, like, it takes me about 45 to 50 minutes to take him back and forth to work, on top of me going to work, driving to and from work, on top of working, on top of taking care of the entire house, making sure everything is clean, put together, doing the laundry, doing the dishes, taking care of the dogs, taking care of everything else. So my part-time job turns into way more than a fucking part-time job. My mind, my brain, everything just starts like literally decomposing. I end up literally like on the brink of destruction within 6 weeks. I try to battle through it for another 6 weeks. By the time that it all blows up in my face, it's a fucking disaster by then. I'm basically soup. And then on top of it, I'm beating myself up because, again, I failed when I shouldn't even be doing it, but I keep doing it because I'm a fucking idiot who keeps trying to do things I can't do. Yeah, and then he's worried about me while I'm working, because then I'm calling him in fucking fits, crying while I'm at work, locking myself in a bathroom, fucking crying because I can't lift this, I can't do this, this person's happening, this sound is happening. This, I have literally, I don't know how many times I have cried at work in front of customers. I'm overwhelmed. I don't comprehend shit correctly. I got to be told something 17 fucking times for it to function. And all it takes is somebody saying one word differently and it clicks. Like my husband, it drives my husband crazy. He will tell me something and I'll go, what? And he'll tell me it again. I'll go, what? He'll, like, the third time, and by this time he's getting pissed, he'll say one word different and it clicks. So then he's stressed out at work because I'm stressed out at work. And then I come home and my body cannot handle the working. And then on top of the working, still doing everything that I normally do on top of that. Like, there's days where I can't even do the things I'm supposed to do. And then with working, I'm supposed to do all of that plus work when I can barely do one or the other. And I'm trying to do both. And I can't have him help me anymore because he's already working 12 hours a day. So it's all on me to take care of basically everything and work. Like, and you know, for people that are recording this and wanting to make fun of it, that is normal for most people. Having a 40-hour week job, coming home, doing dishes, taking care of your kids, et cetera, et cetera. Those people aren't disabled. That's the difference. I've been disabled for 22 or 24 years, depending on how you look at it. They did it in 2002, but took it back 2 years. They actually granted me 2 extra years of disability. So I've been disabled for almost half my life. And that's the difference. I can't do what normal people do. That is why I'm disabled. So a standard normal person, my mom did it. My mom worked her ass off, came home, cleaned the house, took care of me, took care of whatever, did her shopping, did her laundry. My mom is not me. I am not other people. If I was a normal standard person, before all this shit happened, before I got where I am now, as a teenager, I worked my ass off. I worked my ass off so much that I got to where I was. I am not that person now. And I'm not, you know, there's things I'm willing to put on social media and there's not things I'm willing to put on social media because of people that are doing things like recording right now, that are going to take things I say and clip them and put them into some stupid context. That this is the whole reason why whenever I talk about things like this, I fucking record it. Because when they try to say, oh, she said this, no, this is the whole thing I said. So make sure you get it correct. I do not function at normal capacity because I can't function at normal capacity. That's a fact. And I try to push myself to do things I can't do, and then I fail. That's a fact. Now, my husband has gotten to the point where he's like, stop doing it. You're making everything worse. And that's a fact. I've tried to do the whole thing. I've worked a few times. It doesn't go well. It never has. That's just the way it is. So you can run me into the ground for things that I do not want, never asked for, and fucking hate about my situation in life. But I didn't ask for any of it, so I'm not really sure where you think you're going to hit me hard with it. We all have shit in life that we didn't ask for. I didn't ask for this. It sucks. It is what it is. I've tried to beat it. I've tried to outrun it. I've tried to outbeat it. I've tried to outfox it. I've tried to do everything I can to make it go away. But that's the difference with an issue and a disability. You can fight through an issue. You can't fight through a fucking disability. Hence why it's a disability. And as much as I want to not be this way, and as much as I fight being this way, I am this way, and I have to at some point realize that I am what I am, and it is what it is. Ain't gonna probably stop me from trying. I'm gonna probably keep trying and keep failing. What's worse? I gotta know what's worse. Is it worse to try and fail? Or is it worse to not do anything at all? Because either way, people got an issue. Oh, look at her failing. Look at her failing. But I'm trying. But you're failing. But I'm trying. Or realize where I am and realize what it does to all portions of my body and not do it. Well, she doesn't do anything. She doesn't even try to help herself. Right. Because when I do, you tell me that I fail. So which is it? Is it I try and I fail, or I don't try and realize that what I'm doing to myself is having longer repercussions? Because every time I work, there's a repercussion to my body. So is it really worth, is it worth working part-time to end up with a larger medical bill that you then have to pay for? That basically the whole reason you worked is now paying for a medical bill? Because that seems pretty fucking dumb to me. To put your body through a bunch of whatever to essentially then have an issue that is going to involve medical care that's going to eat up what it is you're working for, that's putting you in the place that you need this thing for, that now you had that medical care for. It's kind of redundant. Kind of redundant. I've tried a few times. I tried last year. I tried this year. Or was it last year? I tried this year in 2002, 2022. I had 2 jobs in 2022. Didn't work. Had a job this year. Didn't work. Now, to be fair, I was starting to have meltdowns before the bullshit happened. I was already having bullshit go down when everything else went to hell in a handbasket. So it was multifaceted why I quit this time. This time had to do with not only my disabilities, but the situation that went on in management of putting out my personal information, which I ain't playing that fucking game. So since management wanted to, since she wanted to pull that fucking game, I wasn't doing it again. And the fact that I was already 1 foot out the door when it happened, it wasn't worth fighting for me to stay. It was, unfortunately, it was multifaceted. If one thing had happened independent of each other, it might have been a little different probably, but because they both happened at the same time, it was just, my husband's like, fucking quit. Just fucking quit. Yeah, my body's fucked, dude. And right now, with the way my shoulder is, like, I've been doing, like, with the gym, I've been doing really good at the fact that, like, I am strengthening my body. I'm strengthening everything. I'm overall a lot more strong, but this arm, the way it is, I can sneeze and dislocate my shoulder at this point. I've done it. Just the sudden jerking. If I put my arm, it just did. Did you hear it? And yes, for me, oh my God, if it cracks, it just, no, look into what it is. Anyway, so I can put my arm, I'm doing pretty good. Hold on. Now, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. It's already pulling. And the fact that this tendon is torn for the next, 8 weeks doesn't fucking help. I can go over like this. I can go to here across me. The problem is it's this. It's this. So I can go up, but I can't go across, except for I can go across to here. I can go like that. So I'm doing better on lifting necessarily. I've been getting stronger on lifting and stuff. But with the way that this tore and everything, what do you want me to do? You want me to go to work and you want me to tear it some more so I can get a nice big, $20,000 surgery? When my kid broke her leg, it was $50,000 by the time they got done putting in pins and screws and rods and ligaments and blah, blah, blah. It was $50,000. Now her insurance paid for that. Don't worry. But this is also a torn ligament. And if I fuck this up and I end up having to have some $20,000 surgery, guess what? My insurance ain't that good. My insurance, I'm going to have a 20% copay to whatever the fuck they do. So if they do a $15,000, $20,000 surgery, I'm looking at $2,000. For what? To work 20 hours a week? To then take that money and pay towards a surgery bill that then's going to put me down for fuck all how long and do what? If I can't use my dominant fucking arm, yes, I'm left-handed, but I do everything dominantly right. If I cannot functionally use my dominant arm, what the fuck would you like me to do for that long to have it fixed? Because the reason that it was done is because I was stupid trying to overexert myself. There's a big damn difference if you fuck up and you break your arm and now you're out your dominant arm. You fuck up, it's an accident. Doing it in a way that you know that you may have this issue is stupid. It is stupid. Knowing that if I do anything of any sort that could put this into where I have to have an actual bona fide surgery, which is going to put me out for X amount of weeks, put us out of a shit ton of money. It's not going to be worth the job that I had to put me in that position. And you can try to backtrack, talk over whatever you want with me. I know my situation. I know exactly what's going on in my body. I know exactly what's going on in my finances. I know exactly what's going on in my home. To know that would be stupid. It is 2 o'clock. I got to get him up at 4. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go to the gym. That's another shitty thing. So I talked and found out, well, what should I do about my shoulder? Keep doing what I'm doing on a lesser capacity. Keep doing what I'm doing, because in order for it to fix, I have to build the muscle. In order to build the muscle, I have to work it out. So, no pain, no gain. I was going to let him take the car. I should have went today. But the reason why I didn't go this morning was I took a shower 20 minutes before I got him up. And I really didn't feel like taking a shower and going straight to the gym. I felt like that would be a little redundant. So you don't want me to leave. I don't know if I'm going to have to. I don't know if I'm going to take the car or not take the car. I don't really know. It's really cold out right now, though. It is. It's pretty cold. My feet are freezing. Exactly. And that's another thing, Ginger. Like, you can have two people with the exact same thing, right? Let's say two people both have, I don't know. I'm just going to pick something. Both people have a broken left arm. Things in their life are going to decide how broken that's going to make their day-to-day life. Is your left arm super dominant or partially dominant? My right arm is extremely dominant. Like, I can't do 90% of things with my left arm. I'm extremely right hand dominant. Other than literally, okay, so what do I do with my left hand? I write. I eat with both hands. That's basically it. I write and I sometimes eat with my left hand. Yes, get all the Temu hoodies. Get all the Temu hoodies. All of them. Every single one. All of my hoodies are from Temu. Oh, Ginger, look what I'm wearing. It's my Walmart hoodie. You have the same one, remember? Or did. You probably got rid of it. I keep my clothes until I die. All of my fucking team, all of my fucking hoodies are from Temu. And I bought a couple extra ones. I bought a fuzzy one, a Sherpa one, a regular one, and I bought 4. And one of them supposedly may or may not, actually, I should probably check that. They were out of stock, and I told them to hold on and try to get it. And they said if they don't do it in X amount of time, they're going to have to send the order and just cancel out. So let me see if that one's coming. Your orders. Partially shipped. And let's see. If this is not restocked in 18 minutes, I lose this. If it's not stocked in 18 minutes, they're going to refund me the money. They gave me a $5 delay because they knew it was going to be delayed. And then they're giving me another $5 credit. And then they're going to give me the money back on this one. Now, if it doesn't get here by November 12th, they're going to give me another. I have a $5 one. If it doesn't get here by November 12th, they're going to give me another $5 one. And then they're going to apparently refund the one shirt. which I really want one of those. So I'm going to have to go find another one. It's like, hold on. So I had gotten, stop. I got this one. Hold on. I got that one. I got this one, which is like fuzzy. It's like a fuzzy, it's got cat ears, don't ask. I got this one. Oh, the mug that I made. And this is the one that I'm waiting. This is the one that's going to be taken off. It's got a Sherpa lining. It's got like a Sherpa lining in it, and I really wanted it. And it's in another 15 minutes, they're going to refund me it. I've waited 4 days to see if they would restock it. But in another 15 minutes, they're going to refund it. My merch site, as far as I know, is still technically up. But I did really well for the first 2 months, and then everybody bought everything and it was done. So they're going to refund that in the next 15 minutes. And I have a $5 balance. So I can easily recycle it into a new shirt. So that won't be an issue. I'm not old, I'm a classic. And it has a hood. I just found a Sherpa one that has a hood. And it says, I'm not old, I'm a classic. Does it benefit me if you buy it? So technically, no. On best case scenario, I make $2 a shirt. Best case. That's why I said, like, it was never a money-making venture. It was never a money-making venture. It was just having people wear my stuff. On most cases, I got $1 per shirt. If you want to benefit me, you can cash at me. I mean, literally, like, if anybody ever wants to help me financially, you're gonna have to cash at me or Venmo me, because that's about the only thing I can do. Shit. It just recycled and I can't fucking see it now. There's a hoodie that's like that. That's only $10.99. Does it come in different colors? It does. Oh, I don't. Oh, wait, hold on. I have a hoodie. Well, I don't want one with a rose though. Fleece lined pullover. Let's put that in. Fleece lined pullover. Why are you telling me almost sold out and then you're literally telling me that you don't have it? It says literally, I'm looking at it right now. Almost sold out. I'm literally looking at it and it's telling me they don't have it. Explain that to me, please. There's one that says made in the 80s. I have that technically in another shirt, though. There's a have the day you deserve. See, these ones are all more expensive, though, but I do have the $5 credit, so it would like... It is so frustrating because literally I'm looking at it in stock right now, but maybe it's from a different vendor. But this is one here that's 20. I might do that one. I'm going to add it to the cart for right now. Horror movies and chill. But it's like all coffee next to it. Like I'm not a coffee drinker. That one's cute. Perfectly imperfect. I like that. The hoodies on... Is that not bad? Not bad. Oh, I like that one, Ginger. That's cool. This one, oh my God, this one goes up to a 6X. Holy Christ. I'm gonna get like a 5X. So because it's got a Sherpa lining. Like I'm worried it's gonna be like too tight. You know what I mean? I want something that's like big. So I like this Perfectly Imperfect though. This is kind of cool. Kind of like that one, to be honest. Add to cart. That only comes in a 4X. What? It did not. It said it came in a 5X. Hold on. 5X. Add to cart. There we go. Oh, I could wait and see if I could wait and do this one. If the election goes the way I want it to. It says Kamala. If that's too hard to pronounce, try Madame President. I'll put that one in my cart and I'll wait to order. Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm gaming. I feel that. My feet are frozen, dude. Like my feet are fucking popsicles right now. I can't even believe shit like that is literally even allowed to be sold. Like what has this country come to? When you say that you are patriotic, that means you stand for your country, correct? No matter what your leaning is, if you're patriotic, you're there for your country, correct? I don't think it's acceptable for either party. I would never have it, regardless if I don't like Trump, I would never have a fuck Trump on my car. Okay. Just wouldn't. I don't care if I don't like the guy. It's disrespectful to the sitting person that is there, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Whatever. I'm looking at one that says Joe and the hoe gotta go. I have slippers somewhere. I wear my flip-flops everywhere in my house. I like wearing flip-flops. Or the fuck Joe Biden. I have slippers somewhere. There's one pair in there. Yeah, figure out where my other ones are. Maybe I will get some slippers. I gotta have the hard bottom one, so I've slipped. I slip in my house. I literally there's a spot by the door. It never fails. I don't care what shoes I'm wearing, I will slip. I mean, I do have a little bit of extra money left over. I mean, I do have money that I can like buy myself, some clothes or something. Let me see what type of slippers they have. Slippers with hard bottoms. Oh, those are cute. My problem is like I probably have to buy these at like Walmart or something because I have to try everything on. I know I have slippers somewhere. I have a pair in there right now. I know that. And I know I have another pair somewhere, but I can't remember what they are or where they are. So that kind of leads to a problem because I remember I have some. I just don't remember what they look like or where I put them. Let me see what I have in here. Hold on. I know I have a pair in here for some reason. Yay! Woo! I got sippers. I got another pair in there too. These are huge. They got like gel bottoms in them, and they're probably 2 sizes too big. I can't stand things touching me. Like you don't even understand. Like all my clothes are stupid big. Everything on me is stupid big all the time. So I look even bigger than what I am because I wear clothes that are freaking ridiculous. Like I'm back here. I'm back here. All my clothes are ridiculously large. And these slippers, like they're past my feet this much. So where am I at cart wise? Entirely too much money. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna take that one out. Okay. So if they return that one to me, I'm gonna wait on this. I'm gonna wait. You know what I'll do is I'll get that one to replace the other one. And then if everything goes good, I will buy that one later. There we go. So I'm gonna get the perfectly imperfect. I like that one. Perfectly imperfect. I'm gonna get that. And then there was a Oracle deck that's like $3. So when they refund this, hopefully immediately, there's a 100% chance I'd rather be at home with my dog. I feel you on that. I may be old, but what was I saying? I feel that. Oh, my sleep clothes are ridiculous when I do wear them. Like what I normally do is I'm really weird with how I do everything. I change into my usually like nine times out of 10. I will change into tomorrow's clothes before I go to bed so that when I get up, I'm already dressed, and that's a trauma response. I'm scared to like I don't want to go I don't usually go to bed in like clothes I've worn all day. You almost never. Every now and then I will, but I almost never sleep in my clothes. But I am trauma responsed into wearing my clothes in case there's an emergency. So like the only time I can ever wear like pajamas or sleep clothes is on Saturday nights. On Saturday nights I can wear sleep clothes. Other than that, due to trauma response, I wear my clothes to where if there's an emergency I can get up and leave. So all that's another reason all my clothes are freaking ridiculously big. Shit. Shit. All right, messages. 3 minutes and 10 seconds until they refund me for that shirt. I'm pissed because I wanted that one, but this one will be cute too. And it has a hood. The other one didn't have a hood. I love all my hood stuff. So it's kind of a blessing. So yeah, they gave me a $5 credit for it being out of stock to begin with. And then they'll refund me the shirt, and then that should give me it should pay this one that's in my cart now. I think it's like, well, that's cute too. I think it's like maybe $5 more, possibly. I don't even think it's $5 more. So this one, okay, this one was I oh, It literally says it's still in stock somewhere else. It's so stupid. Okay, so that one's 16, and the one that I'm looking at now is, where's my cart? There it is. 18. So it's like $2 difference. Not a big deal. It's this one. Yeah. They have a couple different colors, but I like the graphite color. This one right here, well, you know this, Ginger. You have it. This one is like a really thin hoodie. It's really thin. It's almost like just wearing a long sleeve shirt, really. It's kind of scratchy on the inside. But like all of my Temu hoodies are amazing. I love my Temu hoodies. They're big, they're light, but they're not stupid light. They're just super comfortable. Super comfortable. Yeah, most of my stuff's black or brown. I need more gray. I technically don't need graphite, but yeah, I need more gray. I just bought a pink sweatshirt, a pink hoodie. Yeah, Temu sweatshirts are really comfortable. I bought a Shein one, and it was actually embroidered. It was actually a really nice sweatshirt. But I don't buy from Shein. Everything that I bought from Shein has been too small. So, I did have a follower of mine buy me a sweatshirt and a t-shirt from Shein. I think it was from Shein. Um, and it fit okay. But everything that we bought either shrank, was too small, etc. Oh, seriously, Jocelyn, seriously. And if you want to just try it out, just buy some like random shit. Because usually checkout runs between $10 and $20, depending on what day you decide to buy shit. Usually checkout's $15. Literally buy like a sweatshirt and get yourself something little to treat yourself with. And just try one sweatshirt, and then you'll know if you like them. Because now be careful, because there is a Temu sweatshirt material out there that is it's like a weird spandexy. Make sure to look at the fabric when you go to buy a shirt, because I've had 2 sweatshirts show up that are the weird spandexy shit. My merch link, I'm not sure. I don't I mean, I don't know. I don't even check it anymore, because here's the deal. So I only get paid $1 to $2 on an item, right? And you have to have $15, aka at least 15 items sold, in order to even cash out. So I don't even know. I haven't even looked to see if I've sold anything for like 3 months. Yeah, just check it's like spandexy, and I think I know what it is. I mean, you're not gonna be benefiting me at all, but you would be wearing my designs, which is pretty cool. It might be this. But if you're doing it to help me, it's not gonna help me. Just so you know. If you're doing it to help, it's not gonna help me. I mean, it'll be nice for you to wear stuff I designed. Yep, that's the link. I just clicked it. But it's not gonna help me. But if you like my designs, go for it. I actually got rid of my editing suite that I was using to make them. So what's up there is what's up there. That's what there is. There's nothing else. What's on there is what's going to be on there. And so, but that's the link. Yeah, go ahead. Like I said, I never did it as like a money making venture. I knew I was never going to make a lot of money. I could have went to Cafe Press and made way more money. But the prices were also exorbitantly higher. And I'd rather, if somebody's going to buy a piece of my merch, I'd rather them get 3 pieces of merch for the same price of 1. Does that make sense? I feel like more bang for your buck. So I made significantly less going with this site, but more of my product got out there. So that's kind of where I was at. It was always a hobby for me. I didn't make a shit ton of money. I did really well the first 2 months that I that I sold, and then I stopped even promoting it. I stopped even promoting it. I haven't put up a new design in, I don't know, 2+ months. The designs are cute. And the t-shirts, by the way, the t-shirts are really good quality. I bought a shit ton of them. I bought like 6 or 8, like I bought like 6 shirts. I got a shoulder bag. The shoulder bag's really good quality. The stickers are really good quality. My cup is really good I don't know where it went, but my cup is really good quality. The t-shirts are really good quality. The sweatshirt was really good quality. Everything is really good quality. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. All right, where are we at? All right, we have issued a full refund for the item. I'm not going to get the refund for. Hold on. Can we do like a refund account or something? They're actually giving it to my account. They're not giving me a credit. So if I want to buy something, I have to buy it with like my money, which is fine. Yeah, the shirts are pre-shrunk. Like they're like it's all really good stuff. It really, really is. Like for sure. All right. So essentially I have to pay for it myself. But I do have a $5 credit. So how much money do I got? Do I need I have 3 coming. I have 3 coming. I don't know when they'll be here, but I have 3 coming. Hold on. Let's see. Orders. It will be here between 2 days ago and November 12th. So I have 3 sweatshirts that'll be here in the next 10 days. Like, do I need another one? Probably not. I did not find the Airwalk hoodie I wanted, but the Airwalk hoodie was like $25. I can get 2 on Temu for that price. And then I have a bunch of stuff for my hermit crabs coming. Ooh, it'll be here by the 6th. I got a climbing wall, a big net bridge, 2 ropes, and a piece of cork. A piece of like 5x7 cork. And it's gonna all go in my hermit crab tank because they love to climb. So I decided this time I was gonna do all cork. I mean all rope stuff. Yeah, I know. I mean, I technically have money, but like I technically don't. Like I'm running out of money. Let's put it that way. Like this is my money that I have for like things I need and some lunch or something. But like yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be really cute. Hold on. So this is the tank right here. I gotta take care of that table, don't mind that. But this is the tank right here. And I want a little bit more substrate, but they're able to cover themselves right now currently because 2 of them are covered and one's half covered. I don't know what he's doing. But right now all I have is this like long like slate thing right here. They have a ramped swimming pool. They got their food and their water dish. There's a rock, a little climby thing here, and then there's a big piece of slate they can walk up. But I have a climbing wall that's gonna go, motherfucker. It's gonna go right here. It's a big climbing wall. It's like this big. It's a climbing wall that's rope. And then I have a bridge, one of those like lizard bridges that's going to go in there. And then I got 2 ropes that they can like climb on this way. So that way they'll have lots of climbing shit because they need climbing shit. My other hermit crab tank has the swimming pool, the food bowl, the water bowl, 2 big pieces of cork. Oh, there's gonna be a piece of cork in there too. 2 big pieces of cork, big piece of cork that goes this way, and then a big, like, it looks like the reptile tree stuff, but it's like a sheet that they can climb up. Hermit crabs love to climb. You have to, and there's a heat pad on the back of it because they like to curl up. Like right now, there's some curled up next to the heat pad. So yeah, I put in a bull ring instead of my normal horseshoe. I got a pack of 6 of these for $6. So I think it's 2 gold, 2 silver, a blue, and a black. And they sent me a thing to pierce my nose with for $6. I got 6 earrings and a nose piercing gun. Don't think I haven't thought about doing it. And adding like a second one. But see, I already have mine really high. I'm not. Hold on. I'm dead ass not. I'm dead ass. Look. Do not do this at home. This is never okay. They sent this to me to pierce my nose with. I'm not even kidding. Number 1, you do not pierce your nose. Disposable nose piercing unit. First of all, oh, that is a 16 gauge needle. Okay. My problem is I couldn't add a second one because I purposely have them up high. Oh yeah, my bridge. I know, I kind of want it again. I've had it twice. I loved my bridge, but I can't put it lower because it could tear out. I can't put it up here. So like I had thought about doing a second one, but there's nowhere I could put it. There's nowhere I could put it. Yeah, I liked my bridge. The second time I got it done, it was crooked. Remember that? It was so crooked. Oh my God, it was so bad. But I've been wearing my glasses, which I need to clean desperately. So you wouldn't see it anyway. Oh my God, my glasses are full of vape right now. But see, this is my... So you wouldn't see it anyways because I've been wearing them when I watch TV essentially. So, but yeah, I could pierce anything I really wanted to be honest. But like, then you got to put like, this is not good. You do not pierce with guns. Not even your ears, dude. Not even your ears. Do not pierce with guns. So bad. So bad. I could pierce my lip. Oh my God. Can you imagine if that went wrong? Can you imagine piercing your lip and it going wrong? Because like I have horseshoes I could put through it. Can you imagine if that went wrong? Oh my God, that'd be so bad. Imagine if it got stuck halfway through. Oh my God. Dude, I couldn't. This was not pleasant. It wasn't like the worst piercing I've ever gotten, but it was not pleasant. It was probably my shittiest face piercing, to be honest. Yeah. It was like these ones weren't bad. These ones aren't bad. This one got really one of these two got really pissed because it was like the 3rd time I'd pierced it. So it bled so bad because it went through scar tissue. This one doesn't hurt. This didn't hurt. This didn't hurt. So this one was probably like the shittiest one, which I'm probably taking out. I've been saying it for 6 months. I can't bring myself to take it out, but I want it out. Does that make sense? I bang it constantly because it's You think it's long, right? If I get the next one shorter, it gets infected because it pushes too much. It's too short. Snake bite tongue piercing. Yeah, be careful with that. That's a dangerous one. I got this in preparation of getting snake bites. And then this down here, got caught on my teeth. Do you know how many times it gets caught on my teeth? Look at that. It's down here. It's got caught on my teeth. Damn near ripped it out of my face like 5 times. Nostrils are nothing, dude. Nostrils are nothing. I pierced it myself once, and then I've pierced it professionally three times, I think. My cat's out there having a sneezing attack. I just hear. Bro, oh my god, I felt so bad for Bronxy. Bronxy got into a sneeze attack like a week or something ago. And like he did like 8 in a row, and his little head's just flying out. He's like over and over. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, I'm like, "Oh my lord, somebody slap him and restart him." Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm waiting. It's cutting down my gum line for sure. Yeah, it can wear at your teeth too. My husband's had his tongue pierced like 3 times. I wanted a lip piercing, but like I do not think I could do it because like this one got caught on my teeth a lot. My husband had his snake bites, and he said that shit got caught constantly. And then not only that, but you have to have the bed. It has to bed, and bedding is trippy as shit. Because what it does is it basically sinks in to wherever it is, to where you can't really tell it's there. You can barely feel it, so it like embeds, so it doesn't push out. It's a trippy feeling. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like that's not good for me. This scared me. I didn't think it was going to fit, dude. So when I ordered it, I bought a 10 millimeter. I bought a 16 gauge 10 millimeter. This is not 10 millimeters. They can kiss. They can fuck right off with that. My horseshoes are 10 millimeter, and they're a lot wider, and they hung down farther, and they swung out more. They were extremely bigger than this. Matter of fact, here, let me. I don't know if I can show you or not. Okay, cool. I can. So to put this in perspective, what I had versus what I have. This is what I had in. That's how big the one I had in my nose was. This, literally. Well, no. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. I guess just because it's not open at the bottom. I guess I just thought it'd be bigger. I don't know. Because it swings out more at the bottom, I guess. I don't know. But I got 2 gold, 2 silver. Wait, no.